Hola, hola, mi gente. Y'all ready for tonight? Y'all ready? Let me bring up Lily, and we have a special guest for this night's topic. Hello, Lily.
Oh, I love guests.
I love guests too. Don't you love guests? They just make it all the more popping on the block.
Got that right.
Good and bad, good and bad, good and bad. So let's get the business out the way. Welcome, welcome, welcome to another episode of On the Block with Jen. I am YouTube's devil's advocate and your favorite bad girl, Jen. Check out my co-host, Lily from...
YB Limited. That's the letter Y, the letter B, the word limited. And you can find me here on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. All right. If you're looking for us on further days, then you can find us on Saturdays. Every Saturday, you're going to find us here on the block for Block Talent Battle. So, if this is your first time watching the show, let me break down to you what Block Talent Battle is. It is a talent show. It is virtual. You pull up, you have 2 minutes, you perform, you do any talent that you have that is not going to get us banned and blocked from YouTube. And the way you win is that you have your supporters and the chat vote for you. It is not going to be Jen and I. We will be judging you. Okay, but we're unable to vote for you. All right, so pull up. You never know who's going to pull up on the block, but we want you, your talent, and you want your supporters to come out and vote for you. They have 1 week to vote. So it's a possibility that you may be in the lead or someone else may be in the lead, and then their supporters come and vote for them and knock you on right on out of there. You won't get that $100 because it's $100 cash prize. We have had well, we have had 5 winners. We are announcing our 6th winner on Saturday, and then we're going to have new performances. So come out, Block Talent Battle every Saturday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Yes, ma'am. And let's bring up Haran Samako. Hello, Haran. How are you?
Y'all see the new Bodega Baby
Where
running
is
through here?
Bodega Baby? We don't see her.
Running up and down the hallway. She's a year old, so
Okay.
and she's just discovered. I wasn't going to let her come in through this part of the apartment tonight,
Mm-hmm.
but she act like she been living here her whole life. So I'm like, I might as well just let her through.
See, that's just like a cat. Cats be like, excuse me, get out the way. That's just like a
Usually they
cat.
don't. They usually
Really?
don't. No, not when you first get them.
Oh,
No,
that's
this is my first
interesting.
time in life I've had one like this. She
That's
walked in like
interesting.
this is my joint.
See, they have different personalities because when I lived back in the Bronx, one of my neighbors had a cat and was roaming the hallway. So I opened the door to go in my apartment. The cat went between my legs in the house, looking around the living room, the bed, and I was like, "Are you done, ma'am?" And then stretched out on the floor, and I was like, "Excuse me." Excuse me. Am I in your way in my apartment?
Yeah.
And I had to go get the neighbor because I mean, she was adorable, but she wasn't my cat.
Right. You're like,
I was
I don't
like,
know.
I was
I
like,
don't
you
know how you
gotta
get
be
down, girl.
right. I was like, you gotta go home.
Yeah, I had that happen one time.
Oh my
This is when I lived in
goodness.
Atlanta. The cat just came and stretched out on my couch. I was like, you don't live here though.
But you know it's a good sign. You know how it's a good sign when animals
Mm-hmm.
cozy up to you like that. Every time my sister, I don't really get along with her like that. So every time she had a kid, I would always be like, we gotta take the kid to the zoo because if the monkeys
Come
start to
here.
screeching, something wrong with that girl.
And she already comes to me.
Oh my god, so cuddly. How adorable. What's her name? What are we naming her?
Brooklyn.
Brooklyn. Okay, got it. We got to teach her how to go.
But well, I wanted Brooklyn and Bronx, but they said I gotta wait a month because they're not already
Right, right,
bonded,
right.
all that stuff. So
Right, right, right. There's so much going on, but we do have our special guest, David Styles by Dave backstage, and I don't know how much time we have with him. So, I know time is precious, and he's a businessman. He's very busy during this season, so we're gonna have to get right into it, and then get into the gossip. After we're done discussing this issue with David. I don't know if issue is too much of is melodrama. But I'm starting to see, and the internets are buzzing, mothers are on TikTok talking about this. And the subject for tonight is prom season for ballers, right? The proms that we've seen on Instagram and Facebook have gotten very, very, very elaborate. I'm talking about Rolls Royces. I'm talking about helicopters. Okay. I'm talking about promposals where, boys are getting down on one knee to ask a girl, will she go to the prom? Is this too much pressure for children? Right. These are kids at the end of the day. But I want to speak, everybody's entitled to their opinion. And I know we're going to have different opinions about this. I got mine. And without another feather. Hi, Haran. We
Oh
can't
no,
hear you.
you're pulling a Simon.
We can't hear you.
Yeah, what's up? A helicopter though?
A helicopter though. Like fams. That is, and this isn't the first picture. It was very easy to find. That's a helicopter back there.
Mm-hmm.
That's a helicopter behind them, and a couple of kids are doing that. So let's bring up Dave from David Styles by Dave, so we could get right into this because we don't have a lot of time with him. What's up, family?
What's up, Jen? How
How
you
you
doing,
doing?
Lily? What's up,
How's it
DeMarco?
going?
How
What's
y'all
up? How you
doing?
doing, brother?
We good.
Great, great.
I see we doing the pinks.
Oh, this is Mauve. This is
Hey,
Mauve.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Party
I am not worthy.
What Jay-Z said, this is Mauve.
This is pink. That's mauve.
Yes. How
How
y'all
are
doing?
you? How's everything? How's business? I know business is booming.
Yes, ma'am. God is good. I'm blessed. Getting these kids and gentlemen, ladies, everybody ready for the season. So yeah, I'm excited.
Okay, so
Yes.
let people know who you are, where they can find you, and what it is you do. I know what you
Okay.
do, but they don't know.
Yeah, my name is David. I have my own business, Clothier. Primarily formal wear, meaning tuxedos, custom suits, custom joggers, anything formal wear. I don't do the urban apparel. So formal wear meaning suits, tuxedos. That's my specialty. So
Mhm.
weddings, proms, anything in which someone is celebrating a milestone or achievement, I get the call for that special look. So yeah,
Nice. And you have many special looks. I follow you.
yes, ma'am.
We met via Filmworks, but I
Yes,
follow you on social media, and you have the most banging suits, no cap. Like I'm like, I want a little suit. If you can make me a little size one
I
or a,
got you, Jen.
a tiny little suit.
I got
So
you.
I have it planned in the future. It has to be the right red carpet, but I would like
Mhm.
to show up in like a really dope fitted, tux because I think it fits my
Yes,
personality. But we'll talk about that behind the scenes. Okay, we'll
absolutely.
we'll talk. But you're definitely the go to guy for that.
Thank you.
So really quickly, I want to get into just a brief history of proms because actually, when I was doing my research, I was like, oh my god, there's actually a history of proms. First of all, proms were for the whites only. Back in the 20s, 1920, proms were whites only. Okay, the coloreds were
Yes,
not worthy. We were not worthy of a
Right.
prom. And then during the Great Depression, right, during the 1930s, some principals, you know what I mean? It was just on their heart to cancel some proms because they didn't want the other white kids who were more poor, right, to have psychological damage because they couldn't afford a prom. Not the black
Mm.
kids, the white kids still, the kids that were more poor, right? The white kids that were more poor. So a couple of principals during the Great Depression was like, let's not do a prom because we don't want to psychologically damage the kids that can't afford it. That was so sweet, right?
Yeah, yeah, I thought that's awesome.
So you fast forward to the 1960s, and they were so kind into the 70s to at least have two proms, blacks only, whites only proms. So there was progress from the 1920s to the 1960s. You had the black only prom and the white only prom. And I'm just wondering, well, did the black prom have Kool-Aid and did the whites have actual punch? Like, did we
Well, there
did we
was
have the red
raisins.
Kool-Aid?
It was raisins in the punch. That's all I read.
Okay, there was raisins in the punch.
somebody
Okay,
did
so
their homework.
yes, yeah, we don't play up here on the block, okay?
Right.
So fast forward, let's just jump into the future, into modern day 2023. Listen, these kids are doing it and doing it big, or are their parents doing it big. I've seen helicopters, I've seen Rolls Royces, I've seen private jets, I've seen homes turned into, gala event spaces. And I do have a video of one in particular that has gone viral. And there are a lot of mixed, you know what I mean? There are a lot of mixed opinions. Some people are saying that the parents are trying to live vicariously through the children and they're showing off on Instagram. Some people are saying if there was no social media, these parents wouldn't be going out like that. Some
Mhm.
people are saying, hey, my kid got straight A's and B's, and they deserve every part of this gala event and all this money. So, you know what I mean? There are different opinions, and we'll dissect it tonight. I wanted to ask David, what have you seen? How long have you been fitting? And do you fit boys or girls?
Both.
Oh, both. I
Boys,
didn't know you
girls,
did gowns.
kids. No, no, no. Only
Oh, you do
suits.
suits. Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah.
I was about to say, wait a
So,
minute now. I still want my suit though. I still want my suit,
yes.
so I can sit in my masculinity. Um,
Got
so okay, so you do suits for the boys. I did have a question that's probably random. You're probably gonna be like, huh? I'm just curious. Do you find that a lot of the boys that you fit, they're around the age of what, 17, 18, you'd say?
correct. Yep.
17, 18. Are they usually their build? Is it usually more of a petite build you find at that age, or are the boys bigger? Have the boys gotten bigger or
Um,
smaller? Or
it varies. Last year I had a kid that was 7 feet tall. That
I
was the
saw
tallest.
him. I saw that
Yeah.
picture.
So they range from athletic build to
Mm-hmm.
slim
Mm-hmm.
to the more obese, the bigger guys, the football players. So I get them all. So
Get him. Okay.
yeah, it ranges from size 14
Mm-hmm.
to extra, extra, extra large. So yeah, and
Okay.
that's why I enjoy what I do because it challenges me. Okay, how
Nice.
am I going to make this suit look good on this guy as opposed to looking good on this guy? So
Right.
everybody's body type is different. So you have to take that into consideration.
Yeah. And it's all about like you can't. I understand because every cut doesn't look good on everybody.
Yes,
Right.
ma'am.
Some people think just because it's designer or custom, it's like, oh, this is
Mhm.
gonna look good on you. And I'm like, you got to get it fitted. You got to
Yes,
get
ma'am.
it fitted.
Yeah, it's all about the
Um,
fit.
right now, since we're talking about the inflation of proms, um, are your prices higher now due to the inflation in the materials? And I'm sure you know what I mean, you're getting material from all over the place. You have very unique materials, I noticed. Do you make your own patterns or are you searching? Are you like flying out to
No,
Italy and getting, I need this?
not yet. I'm working on that. I outsource all my fabrics. Excuse me. To answer your question, I haven't increased my prices yet.
Okay.
So
Yet.
I have absorbed the cost of inflation for the past 2 years.
Aren't you sweet?
Because you know what? I always say quality over quantity.
Okay.
It's not about the money to me. I have a set number amount of kids I want to do for prom, and I focus on that. I
Okay.
want quality. So if I have to pay more for this particular fabric as opposed to this fabric, I'll do it to make this kid look good.
Mm-hmm.
So it depends on how the economy is in the next 2 or 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
If it keeps
And your
rising,
name is
then
on it.
I may have to go up on my prices. But for now, it's still the same. So
Okay.
And
And
your
what's your
name is on it. I was
yeah,
just
yes,
gonna
ma'am.
say your name is on it too, so that's a big thing. It's like
Yes,
you don't when you really care about what you do, your name is attached to it. So I think all of
yeah,
us have probably been in that situation where like, oh, I'm gonna have to bite the builder for this
yeah.
one.
And
yeah.
speaking of that, Lily, I read today there's a young lady, great seamstress. It was all over social media. I don't know what happened, but three of the girls didn't get their dresses in time. She was overwhelmed. She overbooked herself, so she bit more than she can shoot. So that's an example of you can do good work, but
Mm-hmm.
you have to know your limitations. You can't book 300 proms and your capability is only 100 or 125. So
Right.
that's the lesson in itself. So you have to know your limits.
That
That's
leads me to my next question. What's your cutoff point? Like, how many do you
cut
do?
off. I'll do like I'll do like 100. That's it.
Wow, that's a
100. And
lot of
then
work.
I have to do weddings. So I have to allot my time.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm cut off the end of March for proms, then I get ready for the weddings.
Hmm.
So if I can't do 200, that's just too much because
Right.
it's nonstop. Me and the tailors working, designing, me designing, because as you know, Jen, uh, there's rarely two suits that look alike. I don't like doing the
Right.
same thing. Once I'm done with the suit, I'm off to the next design.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Hmm.
they'll come to me and say, "Hey, can I have this suit you did last year?" I'm like, "Nope." We can do another one. We can do a variation of that suit, but it won't be the same design.
Oh, I
And
love
that's
that.
what I
So
pride myself.
you's an artist.
Yes,
Yes.
Yeah,
Matisse.
artist.
Yeah,
Oh,
Wow, that's actually very very amazing. And do you have a team? Of course you have a team, right?
yeah. I have
A
some
team.
great tailors, but typically everything goes through me. If I don't like the design, if I don't like the cut, if I don't like the way I envision it coming out, then I'll do it over. So
Okay.
I'm like the quarterback. My
Mm-hmm.
tailors are my team.
Mm-hmm.
So we argue, we fuss, like what why you want to do this? I say, just trust me. I've been doing this a long time and
Right.
95% of the time I'm right. So my whole focus is making sure the customer and the kid looks good.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I love it.
Absolutely. Let's bring up Kari. Kari's backstage, and you're a dapper dresser, Kari. I see you every now and
What's
then.
poppin'? What's poppin'? How's it going? How's it going?
What's
How
up,
y'all
Kari?
doing?
Hello there.
I'm doing
Everything
pretty
is
good. I'm doing pretty good.
okay. Good to
Looking
see
like
you.
Bruno Mars over there.
All right. Good to see
If
you. Good
only
to
I could sing
see
like
you.
that. If only I could sing like that. So, David, is Styles your real last name?
No.
Ah, man, that would have been so damn cool if it was. You know?
It's still cool. It's
It
still
is. It
cool.
is. It is. But I'm saying, if that was his real
Man,
last
I
name,
have the whitest last name ever. So
Uh-oh. What is it?
Poindexter or something?
Northington.
Oh, well, then
Oh,
you beat Poindexter.
Yeah.
right.
I'll try to
Yes.
help.
okay, okay.
So does any I don't want to hog up. I'm so curious. I'm so curious about this topic, but I don't want to hog it up. Does
Mhm.
anyone else have any more questions for David before I continue? Because we only got 30 minutes with the man. He's busy. You heard him. You heard what he
Yes.
got to do.
Um,
I will.
so,
Okay.
um, so the I used to do makeup, still do. And so prom and wedding was
Mhm.
always my biggest season every year. Loved it, loved everything about it because I love being busy and I love making money and I love making people look good, right? And feel
Right.
good, right? And so I was saying on the show a couple of times that I noticed over the years how elaborate not only the senior proms, but it started getting elaborate for the eighth grade proms. I
Mm.
was shocked. I was like like the last couple of years that I was doing makeup full time. Me and my team were just like, dang. Um, and so when I see a lot of that, sometimes I wonder like what's next? Like what's after high school? Where do we go from here? Right. So my question is, have you seen an uptick of just like elaborateness and the showiness of the full spectrum? Because sometimes you may just see them walk out of the door with your suit
Mhm.
and then you'll see the pictures later on. And then you're like,
Yes.
oh wow, you had a whole helicopter, and oh, Bruno Mars came. Okay,
You had a whole
yeah,
helicopter.
okay, So have you noticed that in the last 5 years?
Yeah, definitely. I've noticed. I've been doing prom since 2015. There were no quote unquote prom send offs. That's what they call them now. They were not renting spaces. They were not renting luxury vehicles. They were just their primary focus back then was just looking good. So I think social media has um, helped that accelerate
Hmm.
the production of these proms because they look and see these kids. Oh, okay, this how y'all coming? Well, wait till my baby go on prom, and wait till my kid. We gonna do it bigger than this. So, I want to make this point. I've
Mm-hmm.
seen the comments. I see the rhetoric about these kids. We don't. We're on the outside looking in. So I say let these folks spend their money how they see fit,
Mm-hmm.
because for some of these kids, they're the only one graduating high school. Some of these kids, they lost siblings who were supposed to graduate.
Mm-hmm.
Some of these kids lost parents, grandmothers. And if you look at my work, I do a lot of memorandum pictures inside their lining to,
I've seen the
um,
pictures
yeah.
inside. Okay. Mm-hmm.
And the backstory on a lot of that is I'll talk to the kids and the parents say, hey, why do you want these pictures? Oh, well, this is my brother who was killed to gun violence. Or this is my sister who was hit by a car and she couldn't make it to the graduation. So we're celebrating her. So we have to be mindful and just let these kids be celebrated because this is a milestone, not only in the black and brown community. It's just it's a celebration. No one says anything about bar mitzvahs. They cost $40,000.
Mm.
So they have their celebrations, and these kids are 13. It's a
Mm-hmm.
celebration. So every culture has a celebration. Let
Mm-hmm.
these kids celebrate how they see fit. I see nothing wrong with it. It may
Mm-hmm.
be excessive to some, but like I said, we don't know the backstory. Some of these kids, I've seen them all: runaways, jail, turned their life around, and now they're graduating. So I
Mm-hmm.
commend them. I don't see anything wrong with the celebration. It's awesome to me, and
Anybody got
that's
a
what.
comment before
I do.
I,
Oh, go right ahead because you wanted
no,
to say something earlier.
that was just going to be a question. It's a question about what he does, but this is a different topic. Well, I like this subject right here.
Okay. Um. Yeah, because I was peeping some of the conversation as well. Um. And like Jen said, it's very mixed, right? And what I love about on here that what we do is we look at all factors and not just try to look at one thing and be like, oh, okay, well, this is what it is, and this is wrong, and this is right, because that's just not how life is, right?
Hmm.
you?
So I was looking up some stuff, right? About proms and things like that. And what got me, because I feel the way you feel is because like I feel like people can spend their money on whatever they want to spend their money on because they're gonna do it anyway, right?
Mm-hmm.
What I noticed that piqued my interest in, that kind of had me like moment. I was finding like a lot of different articles from different years, and each year that I started like 2015 going into this year. And let me turn my ringer off. We can get further if I do that. Um, what I've noticed is that they were saying a lot of what the lower the income of the family, the more they're spending on prom. And that's
Interesting.
like lots of articles about that. And this is not to you because what I'm saying, you're not sending your child off to prom or nothing like that. But it was just interesting when I was reading that, right? It was saying like starting in 2015, families that were reporting to make 50,000 or less were spending an average of 1,000 or 1,100. And then it went up the following years at 1,300, and then it just keeps going up from there. I don't know
Hmm.
where we at in 2023 because it started in 2015. I was still doing it at that time. I think I stopped in
Okay.
like 2015. So yeah, I thought that was like, I mean 2018. I think that is really interesting, and I think that's what the issue is because we have so many issues plaguing us in the Black community. I think that's what's kind of triggering some people. It could be other things. It could be jealousy too, right? But for people who is not jealous, I think that that's probably where they're coming from.
But
So
isn't
I wanna really quickly, Kari, because we press for time, and I promise after David leaves, we'll get into it. We'll talk all jazz. But I really do want to take advantage of every minute. We got David here. Just to piggyback of what you're saying, Lily, one thing that stuck out to me about one of the videos that went viral was the comparison of the house owned by the people that were throwing the party. Like it did, I was like, the math isn't math. And so let me play the video for you. And I was like, I would think that elaborate a party would be, you know what I mean, adjacent to and I'm not saying that the house looked raggedy. I'm just saying that the party did not match the home. So I'll play the video really quickly. It's a couple seconds long.
Actually started, this is the front of the house. This is what ended up happening. It has a pink carpet. This is her through all the years. Pretty cool. Pink carpet. This goes all the way around the house, these big old pictures. This is the actual entrance. Even sparkled the ground. Yes, we did flood it. She sparkles. Now this is the, when you first come in now. Here's the finished product from less than 24 hours of a whole lot of work. It's amazing. It is simply amazing.
Do you think that's putting too much pressure on children that don't know who they are, 17, 18 years old? You got these boys doing proposals, getting down on one knee, which is like a marriage proposal. Are we giving our kids too much too soon, specifically children of color? Because that's my main concern. Are we training our children to be consumers? Right? They have to keep this up now. If mom and dad did this prom, I have to keep that up. Is that a good thing or a bad thing? Because I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but is it a good thing or a bad thing? What are the pros and cons of it? 718, I have to be involved in a gala where I got poster boards around the neighborhood, and as you see, it's a very regular neighborhood. This isn't a mansion on the hills. Okay, this is just a regular old neighborhood, cars going by, and then there's like the Grammys red carpet. Is it a good thing or a bad thing? Is it too much pressure for our kids? That's my question.
Um, I, I honestly don't think so.
Okay.
Um, and the reason I say that, we have to look at the flip side.
Mm-hmm.
I want to talk about economics.
Okay.
6, 7 years ago, there was no market for proms. It just wasn't. It was, I mean, besides a suit and a dress. So you have to look at the financial and the economic upside of these proms. So the chair rentals, they're in big business now.
Mm-hmm.
Balloons, big business. The caterers, um, the chairs, all the decor you see in these now, what we call prom send-offs. It's a huge business for us, African Americans and people of color. And when I go to these prom send-offs, I'm always picking up business cards. I say, "Oh, you did this, you did this, you did this." Yes. So there's an economic windfall for us all, not just me. Who made the suit? Who did the dress? Who did the catering? Who did the balloons? Who did the backdrop? The videographer. So we look at it from the outside as, oh, they spent a lot of money. Yes, but guess who else made money? So there's a twofold in this. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm not just looking at the how much money they spend. I'm looking at how many jobs that are created from these quote unquote prom send-offs, which is a
Mm-hmm.
good thing because now you've established a business that has a need, if that makes sense. So now there's a need for people who want these elaborate balloons. There's a need for these king and prom chairs. There's a need for these furniture, and that was a bit much, but it looked like a
Yeah, it
wedding.
was a lot.
But
It was a lot.
but like I said,
Mhm.
if you have the budget, and if I'm a kid at 17 and I'm graduating, I'm thinking, wow, wait till I graduate college. If this is what I'm getting, I'm going to work hard to see what they're going to do when I graduate college. So that's my mindset. And I talk to these
Okay.
kids when they come to me. Some of these kids are from broken homes. And
Mm-hmm.
when they put that suit on, their confidence is through the roof. When I tell you, I've seen the difference when they come see me in December and March when they put that suit on. Their backs are straight, their shoulders are out.
I
They're
see it in
yes,
the videos. I see it in the
yes.
videos you post. The boys hold themselves a certain way. So I definitely see that without a doubt.
And that translates when they go to school, when they go to college. Because I talk to them, are you going to school? A lot of them going to trade school, a lot of them going to college. A lot of these kids are not just going to high school and going to get a job.
Hmm.
A lot of these kids are going to college. We don't talk about that enough.
I
Yeah,
know
So
Kari's been wanting to say something.
go ahead.
Um, I feel like proms have always been about trying to flaunt luxury, even if you don't actually have luxury. Even from back in the 90s when I went to a prom, everybody had to get the best limo. Who was going to get the best limo? Who was going to
Everybody
push the
chipped
best?
in their little $25.
Yeah, yeah, everybody
Get the
chipped in,
limo.
always trying to flaunt. I remember even that episode of the Cosby Show back in the day. I remember them trying to get a helicopter in the show, and the dad was like, hell nah. And
Yeah.
that was like the 80s,
Hmm.
late 80s, early 90s, and I just feel like the prom has always been about luxury and people
Hmm.
spending more than they actually have. I just feel like in the 2000s it has gotten a little more excessive, like with this party this guy was having in his backyard for his daughter or his son or whoever was graduating, but I'm not really mad at that because we're also in a different time when going out on prom could be the last time you go out. Some people might want to have these type of parties to try to keep their kids close, you know?
Yeah.
I like that you use the word need. That used to be one of my like one of the things that irritated me when I was, because yes, I did makeup, but I had a whole team, so we did the whole thing, right? Which can come up to a lot of money when you're paying us to do the hair, the makeup, the clothes, the photography, everything, right? And the issue is when they would try to haggle me. And I'm like, this is not a need. This is a luxury service. This is
Mm,
a disposable income service.
mm.
And so if you're here haggling me, this means that you cannot afford this service.
Amen, amen.
And
Um,
that was the part that used to get under my skin, because it's like, how dare you come haggle me for a luxury service? I don't have something that you need to breathe, right? Now, do I have something that is going to uplift your self-esteem and all of those other things? Sure. That's why I choose on my time to give away services. But for you to come to me and call me and haggle me, that's different from me choosing to give away something that I feel like is deserving to somebody.
David,
So
how many times they try to haggle you?
where
they,
you at?
they don't.
They
Where you
don't.
at? Where you located?
I'm in Chicago.
Yeah, see, I was in
Shut
Atlanta.
down.
Yeah.
I was in Atlanta, home of the what do you call it?
Yeah.
Home of the
LA.
floor. No, yeah, it's the LA. It's
LA
LA,
would
Atlanta,
try
same
it.
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're the same.
Right.
They're the same. One of them has water, one of them don't. They're the same place.
David, if you can say, if you can say roundabout how much I walk in with my son, I need a suit. Roundabout how much am I going to spend?
It ranges between 1,000. It can go up to 1,250, depending on what's needed, and that includes everything:
Mm.
alterations, your suit. So I take care of everything. My job is
Hmm.
you take care of what you need to do. Let me handle the suit. Don't call me. Don't.
Okay.
I'll call you when I'm ready. A lot of
Nah,
times,
Absolutely.
parents
Was the 7 foot kid $2,000?
no.
Same.
It's same price.
my question
Wow.
Ah,
earlier was,
Excuse me.
is the customer always right? So like, can somebody
Um,
come in there and say, "Yo, I want a suit with orange lapels. I want a yellow sleeve. I want this sleeve blue, and I want one pocket to be white and the other pocket to be black." Like they try to do like their own version of a Gordon Gartrell or something like that. Is
you
the
can
customer
do it.
always right?
You can do whatever you want. The customer's always right until that's not a good idea. You know, but for the most part, I listen. I do have
Mhm.
a consultation with the customers. We go over everything. They pick out the swatches, their fabric. So yeah, it's a great experience. So my job is to even on weddings. Weddings are very stressful. So I don't want you to worry about the suit. Just let me handle that. You go taste the cake, look at the venue, do what you got to do. David is going to handle the suits, and they know that when they sign up with me, David got it. We ain't got to worry about that. So
okay.
that's a
Um,
luxury in itself.
as it
Yes.
stands, it's a $4 billion industry.
Prom?
I used to work for a prop company.
I can
Shit.
believe it. I'm telling you, I
Marco,
used to rack
I
up
used to
on
work for
prom.
a prop company. I managed their website, essentially their database.
you
And they
said
have
4 million.
four
Billion.
billion,
Billion.
billion
B,
dollar industry.
B was a B as in baby.
The end of, yeah, you thinking about them prices going up now, right? You was like, don't seem like a bad idea to raise them prices now, does it?
Wait. Where you located?
Don't seem like
2000 is
a bad idea now, does it?
Where you at,
Yeah,
DeMarco?
I was working on I was working on the caucus side of things though.
No, where you located?
I'm in St. Louis right now. I was in New
Oh,
York.
you in the Lou? Okay.
Yeah, I was in New York
See, there you
previously.
have it. That's another example. So it's a big business, and
But
one thing.
one of the things I just wanted to say real quick, I'm not telling people, how to spend their money and so on and so forth. I want to look at this from a different perspective right now.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? I'm not telling people how to spend their money. Ain't my money. I really don't care. But after seeing these videos and seeing a goddamn helicopter on a roof and so on and so forth, you know what I mean? You know,
The drone shots.
I mean, I'm seeing the drone shots. I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm just wondering, is such an immense attention to detail and pride being injected into the child's future academically? or is it mostly into just this moment? Like I'm just seeing the plummeting illiteracy rates. I'm seeing, these children doing poor in school, and I'm just worried about this being a culture of rewarding bad behavior or just poor behavior. Now, this is not on you. You know what I mean?
Right.
You run a business. I'm not. You're.
Right.
This is not your job to lecture
Mhm.
anyone on this, but I just want to put that out there. You know what I mean? Because from what I'm understanding, many of these children aren't prepared for life after high school, much less, college.
Barely after college.
Now I'm about to
They
say,
barely have
yeah.
college. That's what I'm saying. So, that's my only concern. Now, look, if the kid got straight A's, kid bust their ass, and they said that, look, they wanted a, a guest appearance by Jesus, I'll be like, hey, man, we'll see what happens. You know what I mean?
Right.
You might can get Moses.
We might get Moses.
So the video I played, the young lady has A's and B's. Do you think that merits that
Of
level of
course. Now,
card?
if she's got A's and B's, that's a person who deserves to be rewarded. I believe
Right.
in rewarding hard work.
Mhm.
That's where I stand in life. If I got it, you know what I mean. That's how I am with my own kid. You know what I mean. Well, there was one time before I found out she wasn't, doing well in school, and I was like, whoa, I'm not paying for nothing.
Mhm.
Mhm.
You're gonna do X, Y, Z, and then we'll get back to what you want
Right.
because I need
Do you-
something right now.
So let me ask you something. Do you think that school is when people say it should be rewarded? Isn't school like a duty? Like, isn't that what you're supposed to do?
Absolutely, it's a duty. It's for yourself.
Mhm.
But you know what I mean, just to train the mind. I mean, as human beings, if we put immense amount of work to something, we want some sort of ROI. It's just natural. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So if that kid is putting in all that work and so on, I want that kid to learn that, hey, life does pay you back. It doesn't just drain you dry all the time.
Right.
It does pay you back. So here's your helicopter and you know what I mean, and not Chris Brown, but you know what I mean, here's your helicopter, you know what I mean, and so on and so forth.
Right. And to piggyback on what you just said, DeMarco, there in Chicago, there are schools. So when you see these kids going on prom, there are schools who have a list, like guidelines, like you can't get in trouble,
Okay.
you can't be disobedient, or you're not going to prom. So
Okay.
when
Good.
you see these kids, these are good kids.
Okay. Cool.
If you're fighting in school, if you're being absent, you're not going to prom because these schools have these. I've seen the list, and some of these requirements are like, whoa, okay, I get it now. So, and these prom tickets are like $100 now, 125.
Yeah.
So you can't just be a knucklehead going on prom. They're not rewarding it. These schools are not playing. They're like, hey, some of these schools don't even want you wearing these luxury sneakers. So no sneakers. You got to wear shoes. The dress must be fully covered. So some of these schools are cracking down.
I like this.
That's good.
I do too.
Because those dresses, the dresses got a little crazy for a minute there. So it's nice to see.
One picture.
Yeah, and I noticed on your social media accounts, David, that the couples are really well dressed. They do look elegant. I don't see like, they don't look like a city girl and a well dressed boy. They look very elegant. So I'll give you that for sure.
Now, when you go south of the Mississippi, it's a whole different story.
Oh yeah, like I
See them
said,
dresses.
oh boy, living down south
Yeah.
in Atlanta, the stuff that I would see there, I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, and I'm telling you, some of it was eighth grade prom. I was like,
Yeah.
this looks like somebody mama, like this, like what is going on?
Yeah, so I think there's a great balance on rewarding the kids and having structure and guidelines for these kids graduating. Anybody can't just go to prom. I know that. I had a kid, unfortunately. Well, I will say fortunately. Suit was done. Mom came in crying. I'm like, "What's wrong?" She was like, "Oh, my son got suspended. He can't go to prom." What did he do? Well, he was fighting. So the backstory was they had it on film. This kid was trying to jump him who couldn't make it to prom. So he wanted to drag him with him. So they had a meeting with the principal. The principal said, okay, since you're defending yourself, we're going to let you go to prom.
Absolutely.
So that was a good example of if it wasn't for that videotape, this kid wasn't going to go to prom. So
now, would you still, if the kid can't go to prom, do you give them a discount, or do you I did the work, you got to pay for
no,
the suit?
the mom had already paid. It was just like,
Okay.
I was just trying to figure a way, how can he wear this suit? Can he wear it for graduation? But by the time they had the meeting with the principal, they called me back and said, all right, we're going to pick up the suit. They had already paid for it. It was just a matter of them picking it up. I said, thank God, you had a meeting with the principal. But once again, these guidelines they have, you know, they was like, okay, you can go to prom, but this guy who started the quote unquote fight, he got kicked out. You know, he was mad because he couldn't go to prom, so he took it out on this kid, you know, picking on him. So
Projection.
that's yeah, that's one of the examples I use for these schools. They don't play, man. So thank God the kid went to prom. He looked great, and everything worked out well for him.
That's awesome.
Good for him.
I got a question for everybody on the panel. Everyone,
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
who paid for y'all prom?
I didn't go.
You think I went to prom?
I don't even know why I asked you.
Why are you asking me?
I don't even know why I asked you.
I honestly, I don't even have graduation photos.
Marco, you
I,
didn't have a
I haven't
graduation?
seen my high school since I
No,
graduated.
I had
I
a
left out of there and
graduation.
then
I
went back.
just didn't have a set of graduation photos. It was like, you want to take photos? I was like, nah, just give me my shit.
Right,
I'm
that was
good.
me. I haven't seen my high school.
I went to prom with this girl, and her family paid for everything, even my tuxedo.
That's
Wow.
dope, man.
But she did ask me to go with her like 2 days prior.
But
Okay.
that was the tradition way back in the 20s. Women used to ask. I mean, the girls used to ask the boys, and then they flipped it.
Yeah.
Mm.
I went to
Yeah.
Genghis. I rented a tux.
I was her side dude, and she got tired of
That
So I have a tiny little bit of pushback. David, I know you got to go. I wish we could keep you on here.
10
I
minutes.
do. Okay. Last question then. And then we can like dissect this. I know you did say, right, hey, the Jewish kids have bar mitzvahs. It costs how much money? How much?
Bar mitzvahs are expensive. They spend
It's like
a
a
lot of
wedding.
money.
It's like
Yeah.
a wedding.
Hey,
It's a coming
Lil
of age for
financed his
teenage
rap
kids.
career with his bar mitzvah money.
Yeah.
Um, so what this is my little bit of pushback when we talk about the Black experience in America. It's a different experience. It's a very unique experience. So when I read the lifespan of the dollar, and I'm sure we've heard this all before, right? The lifespan of the dollar in each community is approximately 28 days in the Asian community, 19 days in the Jewish community. They spend money amongst each other.
Yeah.
17 days in the white community. In the Black community, 6
1 day.
hours.
Oh, 6 hours? Oh, we went from 1 day to 6 hours?
6 hours. So the minute you get it, you spend it. When you look at when you hear something like that, do you think it's the wisest thing to have these proms that are so elaborate? In my opinion, you're just teaching your children. It's generational. 6 hours, right? You're teaching them, hey, we got the money, we're gonna spend it on this prom. And again, I'm with Haran. I'm like, it ain't my money. I don't give a damn. I just have opinions, right? But opinions are like assholes, as we know. But I would be like, oh, we're going to travel abroad because you need to see things. You need to experience other cultures, other things. I'm not spending $5,000 on balloons. I'm not doing it. But that's just my opinion. So when you hear something like this about the Black dollar, 6 hours, is there a little bit of worry that this is going to be generational, right? Just bad economics for the community, because that's 6 hours. That's devastating, I think.
I mean,
Six
that's definitely something we as a community need to work on: financial literacy and group economics. I always preach this. I don't wear your brands. I don't wear Gucci, Prada, Louis. I wear my suits, and I support other Black and brown designers. When you do see me in something, so I try to walk the walk and talk the talk.
Okay.
And going back to the proms, it's a group economic thing. So when you see these balloons and chairs, they're all Black. They're all entrepreneurs. So they're putting other people in business, if that makes sense.
So
So
all the companies, all these proms we see, all the knickknacks is all Black owned.
100% Black owned, because I'm primarily 90% of my customers are African American.
Okay.
So, and I go to these proms and I see the vendors, I see the U-Haul trucks pulling up, I see the business cards. I'm like, oh, okay, so this is a collaborative effort. And I'm not, you know, I don't want to make it sound like I'm saying this is cool or this is okay. I'm not, saying that, but I'm saying as a businessman, I get it. You want to celebrate your kids, but you also want to make sure where's this money going to, who, because we oftentimes we go in other communities and we spend our money, and like you said, 6 hours is gone. So at least with these proms, we know where the money is going. These Black and brown business owners.
Yeah.
So if that's some type of relief for our community, then that needs to be celebrated as well because we've created a whole new industry with proms. We did that.
Mm-hmm.
So that's
Okay.
dope to me.
All right. Well, that does change the dynamic, right? If it's a black collaboration, it absolutely does change the dynamic. Because, like you said, when we get money, the blacks and the browns, when we get money,
Right.
we go running to French and Italian and white designers, right?
Right.
So it is nice to see a shift, right? It is
Yeah.
nice to see that changing, and I'm all for that. That's why I wanted you
Mhm.
here today specifically to talk about this. That's why you're gonna make my first tux on my first
I
red
got you,
carpet.
Jen. Let's
Okay.
go.
I have an idea for it already. Okay. I need to look real gangsta, but we will talk. All right, guys. Any parting words for David? David, thank you so much for joining us today. This was very, very enlightening. Thank you
Thank
for
you,
giving us your
guys.
time. We know that time is precious, especially yours. 100 suits. 100
Um,
suits, David.
And you're
And
still in the
passion.
season. And I'm about to say, because you're still in the season right
Yes,
now.
ma'am. Yes,
now
ma'am.
Wow. So
you spoke about
thank you for coming out.
Yeah.
Jen said that she followed you and saw some of the stuff online. Where can people follow you? I don't think you said where you can
I'm sorry.
actually find you.
Everything is Styles by Dave across the board. Instagram, Styles by Dave. Can I type it in here? Can
Yes.
y'all see it?
Yeah, you could drop it in the chat.
Yeah,
Yeah, I just
Styles by
followed.
Dave. Facebook, David Styles by Dave. And info at Styles by Dave for consultations. I'm located in Chicago. So if you're in the Chicago area, drop me a line. Take care of you.
I'm gonna
And
definitely come see you, man, because you in Chicago. I'm in the Lou.
yeah, you're in the Lou. You're 5 hours away, man.
Yeah, that's a couple hours away. So I'm
Yeah.
definitely come see you, man. I got it out
Yes.
here.
Follow
This is
this
a-
brother, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
Follow this brother.
Let me put it in
Just
here.
follow.
So
Just follow.
this is a great topic because I've been seeing the dialogue about the proms and
Yeah.
you know, we even in the Afro Latina community, Carnival is a huge. You know how much those dresses are? Those costumes are Carnival,
Mhm.
thousands of dollars, and they
Mhm.
do it every year. Nobody talks about that. It's always stigmatized with us when we spend money.
But Carnival is a competition. So the more elaborate the costume, it's a competition. That's why they have to go so crazy
Mhm.
with the.
Now, it's an official competition, like Carnival is actually
It's an official competition. And how I found out was,
Oh.
Dave, can you throw it in the chat? Because this is the
Oh, that's the
private chat.
Is that the private? I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I'm
no,
sorry.
it's okay. It's okay.
Gotcha.
How I found out was I follow some of those carnival pages like in Brazil and stuff like that. And this girl was holding a beautiful costume, beautiful girl. She was crying and holding it. And I don't speak Portuguese, right? So I was in the chat, in the comments, like, somebody translate. Why is she crying? This beautiful girl. And they were telling me, all the people from Brazil were telling me, because she's going to lose points because her costume snapped. And that's a big,
Yeah.
what are you wearing, right? What are you wearing? And she was holding and crying. I'm like, what happened to her? And they translated for me. I was like, oh, so this is a competition. It was like, Carnival's a big competition. That's why they come out and they're like, I got the biggest feathers. I got these feathers
Yeah.
from Istanbul. And, so I didn't know that. So it was interesting. I thought it was just like a parade, like a party.
No, it's
Yeah.
beautiful. I love it.
Yeah.
It's a celebration,
Yes.
of a lot of Afro, Latina, Caribbean heritage. So
I got to
we
get
all
out
have
there
our
one day. I
different
got to
ways.
get out there.
Yeah. So we all have our different ways of celebrating each other, our culture, in a formal way, and it's beautiful for everyone. So I don't knock any parent. With so much going on with our youth in these communities across the USA, and they want to critique a prom, like, come on, man,
Right.
let these kids have fun. That's my take on it.
Absolutely. And we respect your take. My thing is, like Haran, it ain't my money. We just
Right.
talking.
Right. I ain't
Now,
got no
if it was
I ain't got no kids. I ain't got no
now, if it
horse in
was
the
my
race.
money, that's a different conversation. But it's their
And
money.
I know a few
And-
people
and-
with their own event spaces and their own catering companies and stuff like that that's making money this time of year a little
Yeah.
more because of events like this.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Okay. All right,
Jen,
David.
how
Thank
do I
you so much.
comment? I still
Oh,
can't
it's in the
comment.
chat. I'll throw it in there. I'll
Thank
throw it
you.
in there. David Styles by Dave, right?
Yes, ma'am.
I'll throw
Kari,
it
what
in
you
there.
smoking? Reggie over
Hmm?
what's that?
there? Kari, what's that you smoking? Reggie over there? What you got?
Oh, this that gas, man. This that gas,
Okay.
man.
That's that
Yeah.
ooh wee.
Yeah, it's a little funky up in here.
Goodness, this guy. All right,
So
so
I
I
want
just
to
threw
thank you
it in there.
guys.
Thank
No,
you.
thank
Thank
you,
you
you.
so
Thank
much.
you, DeMarco, Kari. Nice meeting you guys.
Yes.
Thank you, Jen.
Bye.
Thank you so much
Thank
for
you.
giving us your time.
Okay, I'll talk to you guys soon.
I followed
right.
you too.
Thank you, brother. All right.
Okay. Oh
Look,
man, that
man,
was amazing. So I just dropped David Styles by Dave on all platforms. Please follow this brother. Share him. If you ain't got no kids or your kids are grown, share him, please. Let's support David Styles by Dave. I've known him so long. Stand-up guy, perfect gentleman. I met him through, like I said, FilmWorks, but this is a really, really good guy. He does great work. So follow his social media and check out his work. Like I share his work a lot and share his work too.
Yeah.
And
Good
come on.
I
vibe.
like seeing
Good
brothers get
vibe.
money. Actually,
I might,
it's kind of
be
cool.
able to
You know
look
what
at
I
his
mean? Like I
page.
just like seeing how people get money. See people.
Yeah,
people
and
giving-
I'm telling you, every time I think about my suit, I'm like, I'll hit Dave up when the time comes. When the time comes, give me a little size 2 pinstripe gangster be on the carpet
Yes.
like Lily's gonna be in her gown. I'm gonna be in my
Well,
fucking
actually,
pinstripe
what
suit.
I want a mixture of both. I want a suit with the gown on the like a real like
Oh,
I
that's
like a
dope.
lot of things. Yeah, it
Yeah,
needs to
yeah.
be down there
I,
somewhere.
I got a question for y'all.
Mhm.
How often do y'all get like prom fresh?
That's
What do
like
you
me
mean?
when I go to the
In a,
grocery
in a
store.
year.
Usually
In a
when I
year.
go
How
to
often
Prom
do you
event.
get prom?
Every time we do block talent battle on Saturdays, I'm in a freaking
I'm about to
dress or
say,
gown. We're
I,
girls, so we
yeah,
do
I'm about to say
stupid
I go
shit.
to the grocery store like that. So that's just
Anytime I do formal events, I usually you know what I mean, get fresh. Meaning reason being is that I have to spend money on a tailor. My body shape isn't like everybody else's. My shoulders are wider than most people, so I got to get my shit, you know what I mean, done a certain way, so on and so forth. So there's a lot of money involved. I can't just pull shit off the rack for me.
Right,
You know what I mean? There's a lot of
I
money and
take my
time
shit to the
involved.
tailor,
So
too.
after I go do it, plus I'll make sure my shoes are right. I'll make sure I usually pick out a particular watch to wear with the outfit, the right cufflinks, the right everything, and so on and so forth. So it's an event for me because after I take off that Superman suit, I'm going right back to this t-shirt and this fucking cap.
Hey,
But
if it ain't tailor fitted, are you really fresh though? You know?
and see that's my thing. That like with the men, your stuff is so expensive. So it ain't like y'all could just grab something real quick. Like Jen and I, we got what you call like we got those little spots where you could just grab. But I always joke that the outfit is like falling apart throughout the night as you're wearing it. It's like okay, I'm Cinderella. I got like 5 hours to wear this outfit because it is falling apart, but it looked good. It looked real cute. I don't have that.
It's the truth. Like I've had to spend at times like thousands of dollars because you got to think about with the shoes. You know, I ain't wearing no cheap fucking shoes. You know what I mean? Like I said, with the watches, all that, so on and so forth. The tailors, a great tailor costs money. You know what I mean, and so on. So it can get up there, man. You can get up there.
Oh shoot.
Do you guys are we I mean that was amazing. We could quit here or we could talk about the fuckery. It's up to y'all.
No, we can just have a little moment to talk about the fuckery. We can get to some. We can
Oh,
get
you want
some.
to get to some fuckery? Because there's a lot of fuckery going on.
I'm about to say there's a lot going on.
Yeah,
What's
chat.
going on? What
Chat,
fuckery you
chat.
got going
Y'all want to talk about the fuckery, the trending topics? Let me know, chat. If y'all want to talk about the fuckery, the trending topics, we will stay and kick around a little dirt.
You know they
Okay.
always down for the shit. You already know.
Yes.
What kind
All
of
right,
fuckery
so-
you got going on?
All right. Well, first of all, let's start with this fuckery. DJ Envious versus Rick Ross.
Beige rage. Beige
This is
rage.
so silly. Beige rage.
Beige rage.
That nigga need
I
a
think
writer.
Envy is in over his head.
Envy need a writer. You like, nigga,
What,
you need a comedy
what's
writer.
the vote? Is it unanimous? Because I think Envy needs to pipe down. He's
Yeah.
not built for this.
Yeah, he's not.
Yeah, Envy's jokes wasn't.
He got the jokes.
Right? Like you're not witty, you're not funny, you're trying to ride
and-
off of somebody else's jokes that happened 10 years ago.
And him saying Rick Ross put his shit on Airbnb because they used it in the Coming to America 2 movie.
Like,
It's
he
not-
made money. So you're
it's
saying
not
he
like-
made money?
It's not a good snap. It's not a good snap.
It's not a good
fit.
snap because Hollywood is well known for paying
A lot of fucking money.
millions of dollars for locations of mansions that are already, already bought or owned or whatever, like Scarface, or you think somebody that was in somebody's house in Scarface, like that was actually someone's mansion. So I'm like, that was corny. He did not Airbnb his home.
There's a black lady here in Crown Heights that does that. She has a brownstone, and that's what she does. Like, she got the brownstone just for Hollywood. I love it.
They literally, but look at how you're going to try to drag Rick Ross when they literally used his house because it looked like a fucking kingdom.
Right. Right. They didn't come to you, Envy, for your house.
Okay. He Airbnb Eddie Murphy. Eddie Murphy slept in his bed. Shit. Eddie Murphy. Listen to what you're saying, idiot. Eddie Murphy found your home worthy. Right. Is what you're saying.
I would say his wife needs to slow him down, but that woman dragged him in front of the world and admitted that he don't. Orgasm.
Yeah, that part.
Yeah, and Rick Ross came with that too. Rick Ross said, "Yo, didn't your wife say she didn't have an orgasm for the first 10 years of your relationship?"
And then he said, "Come see me."
Paddle. Maybe she should get this paddle. Show me how to do this fucking pickleball. He said.
I find it hard to believe that it ain't no like gay guy around intern down there at the radio station that can write some reads, because can't nobody read like a gay guy, like a feminine gay guy. Can't nobody read.
Using it and then coming in a cop outfit, it was like
And then he got a
black ass cop outfit too,
right?
Just hilarious
outfit from Party City.
Mm-hmm.
They got that other chick now on there, Jess Hilarious. She's horrible, man.
Horrible. I don't know why she's still around. Like, why do we still know her name? Why do we still? Because like, she's one of those internet comedian, what Jen calls a car comedian. I remember when I first saw her, I was like, she's a what? She's a like, is the joke on us? Because I'm not seeing the comedian part. Like, this is crazy, horrible,
terrible. I just think that, and it's funny because I could picture him the night before, like, oh, I'm gonna put on this cop uniform. This is gonna be great. This is gonna get him, and everybody was just like, "What are you doing?"
He's so corny.
And it's funny because I was like, oh, so now being a CO is corny. A couple days ago, you was jumping down Ebony Williams' throat because she said she wouldn't accept a bus driver. And here you are in a Party City cop uniform making fun of correction officers. So which is it? That's what I would have said if I was there. That's how I would have clapped back. So now blue collar workers are okay or no?
And his dad is
built like an orange. I didn't know he was so cool.
I didn't know he was built like that too.
I always know him.
That nigga built like an orange.
I didn't know this. I didn't know that.
No, he has no neck. He has no neck.
When I saw
he's
the video,
built like this. He has my shoulder span.
Yes, when I saw the video, Jen, I really thought that like he had some type of padding going on to make his body look like that. I was like, damn, he really went all out for this. And then I was like, I look close.
I saw him on a red carpet. I'm like, why is he built like that? Looks like he's never lifted anything his entire life. Like he's, you know how you guys play about that he got to check his testosterone? Right. He got to check his testosterone. Because even his voice, this is DJ Envy. Like I hate his voice on top of everything else. But what do you think? Let me ask you guys, what do you think about, people now all of a sudden, because we like white people are contagious in my opinion. Like they go through shit and then we pick it up because we're on social media after a while. Like that shaming shit, we roast each other from birth. We come out the womb roasting, motherfucking bald-headed bitch. I mean, from when we're little. That's how we operate. Fast forward, insert social media and white tears and shaming. Now I'm hearing people say, oh, he went too far. He talking about his kids and his wife. I was like, have you been to the hood?
Yeah, I was talking about that the other day too. Like, come on, man. We always get on each other. But black people gonna have a number of things. One of them things is jokes. We gonna have jokes. There's nothing wrong with some jokes now. You know what I mean?
Do you think
that online? Because Envy has a history of really acting like a little bitch when his wife or kids are brought into a topic.
Envy is a trans Karen. I will say it till I can't say it anymore. Envy is a Karen. I've been like saying it before the word Karen came about. He just reminds me of a white woman who doesn't when he doesn't get his way, like he becomes Karen every single
So,
time.
so I heard because a lot of people are now saying he went too far, bringing up his wife, blah blah blah. But I did hear that he, you know how I feel about the grandbabies. I think I displayed that recently, but it was said that DJ Envy brought up Rick Ross's grandchild, and then Rick Ross was like, "The gloves are off. Fuck you, your kids, your wife, and blah." And I get it. I
Yeah, if
get
that's
it.
the case, then yeah.
And,
I
and,
get
and,
it.
and if he did bring up the grandchildren, he better not act like a little bitch after Rick Ross brought up his wife.
I would say one thing, man. I mean, if that was the case, if he acted like a bitch, man, that's some typical motherfucking light skinned nigga behavior. Sorry, you know.
Hey.
We
I'm
going
sorry.
to
I'm sorry.
go. We need a colorism bell. We got a race
Y'all
bell. We need a
Y'all niggas
colorism
don't
bell.
fight fair. When y'all niggas
Hey,
get
I'm light
tapped,
skinned
all
and
tapped,
ain't
you don't
nothing
fight
bitch about
fair.
me.
It's
Just,
like,
just, just put that out there.
y'all
Well,
throw dirt in somebody's eye. And you
yeah, but Haran, you're right though. We don't fight fair. Once you get us there, because we chill. But once you get us there, it's not gonna be fair. So just
exactly.
leave it alone. Because then you're gonna be crying about, oh, you did too much. You shouldn't have did anything. Then I wouldn't have came back with too much. See how that works?
You cannot piss
Very
someone off and tell them how mad to get.
exactly.
Like,
But a lot of people like he shouldn't have brought his wife. And then the way he brought up his wife, like he keeps calling her your girlfriend. He doesn't even give her the title of wife. He was like, tell your girlfriend to come see me because she said, now,
Mad
do you think,
disrespectful.
mad disrespectful. Now, do you think that, because this is how I'm looking at it. I keep telling people, when you cheat on a woman, nobody listens to me. I did a whole stream about this. When you cheat on a woman, she will stay with you. But that is not the same woman. She will stay with you, fuck you, cook for you, have your children, spend your money. And deep down, there's this little seed. She doesn't care if you get pushed into a bus. Okay. She went on that show and emasculated him, in my opinion. She told the world,
Didn't they
this
write a
man
book?
hasn't made me, the book. This man hasn't made me come in 10 years, 10 años. This man hasn't made me come in 10 years. And remember, her man isn't a pianist. He's in the hip hop lane. What did she think the listeners were going to do with that information? He's not a pianist.
especially
He's in hip hop.
especially the type of listeners that they have, like that is the type of listeners they have, that's the type of banter they have in that studio. It's dragging, it's roasting. So she knew what she was doing. Women are very smart. She knew what she was doing. Like, girl, stop,
Yeah.
girl,
I'm
I
like,
see you.
you let her set you up, you idiot. You let her. I'm just writing a book, baby. Can I go on the show and talk about it? Of course, because he has cheater guilt, because he's cheated on her throughout the whole marriage, and then Erica Mena blew it up. So he's like, yeah, baby, go ahead. And she sat there on the mic and said, this motherfucker ain't made me come in 10 years, y'all. So he
So that was
cheated
her
on me, but
payback.
just to let you know, he can't even fuck me right, basically. Except she did it sitting in her Versace with her little purse.
Hmm.
you just been spending 10 years of your fucking life just making a hella gang of women angry.
Yeah.
Pissing off your mistress, pissing off your wife, pissing off this motherfucker. You just angering a whole bunch of women. God damn.
I just thought the jokes, want, the costume, want, the Airbnb joke because it's not true, and the fact that they wanted to use this man's house because it looked like an African kingdom is a fucking plus. It's a win. A correction officer, Star from the Star Report said it today. Correction officers, the motherfuckers were thugs. All the ones I know from New York are correction officers with thugs. Motherfuckers was getting shot in the street. I know when I got shot in the head. Like correction officers weren't. He's trying to, and he was trying to do what 50 did. But you're not 50 Cent.
No.
50 Cent has a way of roasting and talking about people that results in a whole different situation. You are a DJ Envy.
And
I
another
just
thing
I
too,
just thought about
here's
it.
the thing. Don't get into a fisticuff. Don't get into fisticuffs with writers, comedians, and rappers and shit like that. They spend all day performing, writing shit, thinking up a
All
witty
day.
shit to say all the time.
This is life, bitch. This is life.
Exactly. It's just
Yeah.
like shit just comes out, man. Like, what are you doing,
and-
dog?
And
Yeah.
just thinking about it, like it just dawned on me. I know this girl that actually goes to Rick Ross joint when he does the car shows and shit. Just humongous. And Envy actually has to find places to rent to host his car shows. You know, he has the shits at his fucking house in his front lawn.
Crazy.
Completely different situation.
And then it's like
And that house is huge.
all his like all his he got it was so pathetic. Like I was like, yo, throw in the fucking towel. Help DJ and throw in the towel. Like you ain't got it, bro. This ain't your lane. And then it's like just hilarious is trying to like throw fuel on the fire. And then Charlemagne is speaking against what he's doing. So it's like now you really fuck because your people ain't on board. It's different if everybody's on board. Like, bitch, what? But now you look even more stupid sitting there in the costume.
Charlemagne definitely going to tell you if this is a fight you can't win, and
Right.
Yes.
he told him this is a fight you can't win.
Mm-hmm.
Charlemagne, a professional hater.
Exactly.
He still
It was
ran
corny.
like
It was
a fire.
corny. It was corny. And then when he was trying to do his voice, he sounded like he didn't sound like Rick Ross. He reminded me of this cartoon. I think it's Bullwinkle. Is it Bullwinkle?
Yeah, it was Bullwinkle.
Oh.
He had the Bullwinkle voice. I didn't know who he was trying to imitate at first.
Exactly.
You know,
Because
I'm
he's
like,
not
wait a minute,
good. He's not good at yeah.
Yeah.
I had
was like-
secondhand embarrassment I was watching the slides and I was just like, oh
Yo,
God.
Envy is literally the little kid on trick or treat night. You got to open the door and ask him, "What are you?" Everybody else's costume is obvious, and there's that one kid that their mother made them the costume. You're like, "Hi, sweetie, what are you?" That's DJ Envy in a nutshell.
That motherfucker say something that you would never have thought. You know what I mean? Like,
Right. Oh, you're the guy that picks up the tools after the plumber's finished. Aren't you sweet?
exactly.
Aren't you sweet?
Exactly.
The fuck did your mama do to you? So that's how he showed up. I'm like, no, it was whack. Ain't nobody laughing at this. Probably your wife, and she hates your ass. So
Right.
you know, I was like, no, corny. You can't. You got to be. He Airbnbs his home. He Airbnbs his home. Like you know the Eddie Murphy. Like he came and then he came in his bed. What are you talking
I wouldn't be
about?
shocked if his wife egged him on the dude to go out there and embarrass his fucking self.
That's what I was
Told him all that
wondering.
Yeah, so they probably hit him with the fake laughter. Probably like, yeah, sweetie, you should do this and wear this Magic City costume. You know what I'm saying?
No, because
It sounded good when he was saying it to her.
Yeah.
I tell you what, there was a time I was like, you know what? I might could be a stand-up comedian. You know, I thought that. And then I realized it was only because I was dating a girl that just found everything I said funny.
See, no,
When we broke up, I was like, huh, why am I not as funny as I used to be? Huh?
that's funny. Yeah. So okay. So if we take a vote, that includes you, chat. If we take a vote, Team Rick Ross for the win or Team DJ Envy for the win, or you want to see the next round?
Nah,
Put him out his misery. Put him out his misery. Yeah.
All right, Rick Ross, everybody on the panel. Chat, what say you? Y'all team Rick Ross, y'all team DJ Envious, or you waiting for the next round? Because you know he got to come back. After Rick Ross basically said, send me your wife so I can fuck her right. Okay, and not verbatim, but basically said she ain't coming 10 years, send her over here. And he was doing with the paddle. He was like, I mean, that's what he basically said. You got to come back after that.
Them paddles be doing their thing if you hit the right spot too, man.
Oh my gosh.
And see, the thing is, if
a lot of people are saying this though. They're saying they're waiting on 50, see what 50 got to say. I don't know. 50's a different man now too. We'll see.
Because Ross's body is all over the place too, but Envy can't say nothing because his is all over the place. He can't go there.
I mean, you know,
Ross seems like he's
like a pear. You got that pear.
Honestly, what I think, and I could be wrong. My Vegatron said I can't speak for Envy, but 50's coming. I could be wrong, but 50 may have jokes for DJ Envy.
I can see that.
God. Yeah.
I'm just everybody's thinking, wait till 50 come because he had beef with Rick Ross. But those men are different now. And DJ Envy has way more shit that 50 could roast than Rick Ross. Because what is he gonna say about Rick Ross? He's out the gate though. He's worth like $50 million. He got Checkers and Wingstops, and that's a different. So what is 50 gonna say again? Oh, you a correction officer? That doesn't land anymore, and that's what DJ Envy didn't understand. The joke about
previously.
no.
What started 50 and Ricky beef? What started 50 and Ricky beef? That depends.
The car shows, because Rick Ross was on. Don't get me to lie. I don't know what podcast.
Not envy, but Rick Ross and 50 back in the days. What started their beef? I think that determines.
Oh, I don't know.
This type of stance that 50 stands now. If it was something serious, 50 is gonna make jokes. If it ain't serious, 50.
I have no clue. I mean, back in them days, 50 was just rattling off at motherfuckers just to be rattling off at motherfuckers.
Yeah.
Back in them days, he still do that today.
Yeah.
I mean, he's a little
anybody can get it.
Back then, he was just waking up with a problem with a motherfucker.
And he's preparing for his tour too, so it'd be interesting. But I'm sure he's gonna jump on the opportunity to ride the wave because people keep tagging him. So he's gonna respond. He's gonna say something. But I would not be surprised if he had a roast for DJ Envy, because I mean Rick Ross and the way he said, "Yo, come right here. I want you to DJ right here."
Oh yeah, that was funny. That was hilarious.
He said, I'm gonna leave this space right here in my house by the pool. I want you and your boys to DJ right here. And then he was like, you got to get off of work at 4:00. You got a boss. And then DJ MV didn't even have a comeback for that. He was like, you right. I got a boss, but you got a boss too. You're the correction officer, but no, he's not. No, he's not a correction officer anymore. You can't use that same joke. Doesn't he have any comedian friends?
I tell you, it has to be a gay intern around there somewhere that can write a few things. He can, get a coffee
use
for
that.
some coffee date.
Pension. You still get a pension. The man is worth $50 million plus. Do you know what a Wingstop is, sir? Do you know what a Checkers is?
This shows how useless Just Hilarious is. This is going to be
useless.
For you to swoop in and be like, yo, I'm going to write some shit. You going to do this, blah, blah, blah.
That's what I would have did. That's what I would have did.
Create a bit and get some shit popping.
That's what I would have did.
If the Breakfast Club... If the Breakfast Club ratings go down because of his whack jokes to Rick Ross and he gets fired, what's he gonna say?
Speaking of which, why are they still here? Why are they still here?
Huh?
Why are they still here? That's what I'm trying to figure out.
You know what's funny, Lily? And I had someone disagree with me, but I thought when this chick, the eggplant, she has the personality of eggplant, Angela Yee. When Angela Yee announced her departure, I was like, why don't they fucking spin all of them out? Bring in fresh blood, 3 people that are popping, a chick that actually got something to say, 2 guys that are current got something to say. Them 3 old farts on that thing, like it's tired. And they're from my generation and I'm sick of them. I'm like, y'all are lame. Like bring in fresh blood.
And Charmaine the Goddess hasn't been right since she started wearing foundation.
Who owns the Breakfast Club? Like
they said his
property is that?
iHeartMedia.
Yeah.
iHeartMedia's intellectual property. So they're pretty much there at the pleasure of iHeartMedia.
Yes. And then Star's name got thrown in it, right? Star from the Star Report over a loss. No, his name got thrown in it.
Oh, okay. Because I saw like a clip of Star talking about it.
Yeah, because his name got thrown in it. Star he'll rise to the occasion. It was like you mentioned me because it was something over a lawsuit. Huh?
I said I would watch a Breakfast Club with Star on it.
Yeah, they trying to get him back on radio, but he doesn't want to do it. It was something along the lines of his name got thrown in it because Rick Ross was basically saying that DJ Envy didn't earn that $10 million. He sued over something that happened to his daughter or something like that. And I forgot what the lawsuit was about. I believe it was something like her location got leaked or her school or something got leaked. Something happened on the radio. I don't know. Don't quote me on this, but something along the lines happened where her address or school or whatever was released. And then DJ Envy sued the radio station, but Star was at that radio station. So people try to say that DJ Envy sued Star and Star gave him that money and Star cleared it up today. He was like, he didn't get down one of my money. He sued the station. That's how he got money. But that is how DJ Envy made most of his money with that lawsuit.
So he stumbled into his millions.
Yes. That's what Rick Ross was basically pointing out.
Basically it.
Yes.
That motherfucker got lucky.
And he said his boss's name today. He was like, yeah, Rick Ross is right. I do got a boss. My man. And I was like, yo, that even makes you look like a cornball. Like you literally are giving the white man's name who signs your check. You could have left that out. I'm like, does this man have friends? You don't have any friends. You could have left that out. Like he literally was like, yeah, I do. He right. I got a boss. It's John. Blah blah blah. Yeah, that's a good man. I was like, oh.
John, well, once John starts seeing the numbers, and if this shit affects the numbers, John will be like, hey, look at me. All right, cut it out.
No, he basically
cut it out, man. Cut it out, buddy.
You niggers need to get back to making money.
He basically gave us the listen here now, Breakfast Club, good white folk. Don't you start no trouble here. He basically gave us that.
Yeah.
I was like, no, oh my God. But I'm team Rick Ross on this. I've never liked DJ Envy anyway, so I may be biased. But I thought what Rick Ross said just diced him. I mean, go over there and DJ, like that was horrible. Then the whole wife thing, but we'll see. We'll see if homie claps back or he's going to take the high road and be quiet because he's going to get deeper and deeper.
Newsflash,
and I don't think he's built for it.
Most of these niggas in the industry are fucking corny anyway.
Yeah.
Most of them are fucking corny.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Very much so. You meet them and you're like, wow. Oh, okay.
And I totally forgot about what the wife said until Rick Ross brought it back up. And then I was
right?
like, oh, yeah.
We all probably did.
Oh, I remember now.
That's the doctor.
You're the guy with the bad dick. We are.
Jane, could you imagine?
No. Yeah. That ain't my shade anyway.
I'm about to say mine either.
Y'all would have sitting around for $10 million?
No. I've let go. I let go of more.
I mean, that's $1 million a year of not having an orgasm.
Listen.
Not just not having an orgasm, but being in a lesbian relationship when you're not a lesbian.
I did that. I didn't like it, Lily.
Not having an orgasm with him. That doesn't mean she wasn't having orgasms now. Just saying.
Because that's a husband we know ain't coming home. Or look, is he coming home early? Let me just check real quick. No, he's still there. All right, we got.
Okay, yeah. Ready for more fuckery?
Maybe Rick showed up with the pattern because she know what she liked.
Yeah, they're just gross together. Honestly, they're very gross. Honestly, they don't give me the butterflies and warm thoughts when they're together at all. Him and his wife. I don't see it. God made it, possible for him to cheat on me because I was going to leave. But then I spoke to Tyrese and I spoke to a stranger on a flight and God told me, stay with it. Bitch, go shopping. Stop go shop. Go shop.
Hey, God, why do people always be throwing God in their bullshit? God's sitting there like, yo, I had nothing to do with it.
Lily, I watched that interview. And she was heavy on the Jesus told her to stay after he fucked 55 bitches over the weekend. Heavy on Jesus. I spoke to Tyrese, and I was like, oh my God, what made him call me? And Tyrese was like, I feel like you need to save your marriage. I was like, Tyrese, crazy ass. Throw the whole group away. Throw the whole group chat away.
The crazy guy from the bus
has been in the Fast and the Furious, so
who cares? You mean the crazy guy from the bus?
The funniest thing that nigga Tyrese ever said.
They do some amazing things in that movie.
The funniest thing Tyrese ever said is when he threatened to leave the Fast and Furious franchise if Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson continued to be on.
Yeah, okay.
Yes, everybody was like,
hilarious.
Like,
and now here he is.
And do what?
Exactly.
And do what?
Exactly.
That's what I would have said. If I was the producer, I swear to God, I would have called him personally and not even say hello. And do what?
Who was the last person you heard checking for a new?
That was like, hey man, knock it off.
Right.
Let's knock it off.
Who was the last person you heard checking for? I can't wait till Tyrese comes out with a new album.
I tell you one thing. I saw Jason Momoa. I saw Jason Momoa in that trailer, and they gonna have to get some of my money.
They're about to come out with spin-offs, man.
That ticket is bought. I was like, Jason, well, wait a minute now. I know we all, I swore off the Fast and the Furious but that's Jason Momoa in the trailer now. Let's not get panicky. Let's rethink this.
Well,
Let's rethink.
They're going to have some spin-offs now. They're going to have spin-offs and shit. So we probably going to have 5 or 10 more years of this shit.
Yeah, I was in Whole Foods the other day and I saw Jason on the cover. of some magazine, and I just started chuckling because you're the first person.
Oh my
I was about
god.
to pick it up as a gag gift.
Oh my god.
I'm like, hold on now, because I'm telling you, I was watching the trailer like these motherfuckers is so fucking stupid. Ooh, turn that volume up.
You gotta go see it on the big screen, the big IMAX.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna go to IMAX. I'm gonna give them some of my money. I haven't given Fast and Furious my money since like the first one. So
You need to give me your 3D money.
ooh, yes. All right, more fuckery. Believe it or not, The Color Purple again.
Yeah, I heard that.
This shit gonna be
Again. A musical. The Color Purple, the
Bro,
musical, starring
Fantasia.
Fantasia and the Little Mermaid girl.
So this shit gonna be
Are you
loud.
joking right now? And you said
I'm not joking. You haven't seen the trailer? The trailer is really something. I wish I had it, but I don't.
Oh,
I
I
could
meant to watch
probably
it this morning.
oh wait. Jen knows how to share a screen now.
Oh shit.
Uh-oh.
Oh
Uh-oh.
yeah.
Interesting.
He's coming up in
I
the
know.
world.
Okay, but let me make sure I don't show y'all my porn because Lily got me paranoid now.
Oh
No, what's so
yeah, we don't really know. We need to know what you're into, darling.
Right?
My
Try to
judgment,
tell you.
you know.
that was so funny that day. The first day she did the screen share,
Our
and I was like,
face
"Oh, that's
turned
the type
white.
of porn." Yes, I was like, "Is that the type of porn you're
Turned white.
into?"
That was so wrong. That was so wrong, by the
the
way.
musical?
I got the trailer right here. I'm about to show y'all.
So
This is
basically,
terrible.
they turned the movie into a play, and now they're turning a play into a movie.
Mhm.
Musical
And
movie.
yes,
Over,
because the play was a
over,
musical, and Fantasia was the one who played it on when they opened, right? But see,
yes.
you remember they fired Fantasia because she was lazy. I don't know if
Oh
y'all
well,
remember that.
they rehired. She's
That's
on
why
her
I was
A game
shocked.
now.
That's why I was shocked.
She is on her A game now. So here we go. Here's the new and improved Color Purple. It's quite something. This thing.
Wow.
Un momento. Oh wait, let's get the HD.
Taught us about a place called Africa. She say our mamas come from Queens over there. That means that we royalty. I don't need you to love me.
Afternoon. I needs me a wife.
Even if we have to part, you and me, us have one heart. I don't need
Get off my land!
you. I write you every day. Nothing but that can keep me from it.
Oh, Miss Celie!
You must ain't got no kinfolk around these parts.
All I had was my sister. She was the only one ever loved me.
I'm gonna hold my head up. I'm gonna put my shoulders back. It's time for you to see the world.
There's gonna be some changes made.
Put it on. This ain't me. Hush. We need to look like we belong.
Let's see the smile and color.
Ooh, sweet and loving God.
Showing my heart to the folks that I'm close to.
Now we're talking.
Dear Celie, we are more than just kings and queens. We are at the center of the universe. Oh, yes, I
So first of all, round of applause for the motherfucking editor of that trailer. Okay, them dudes are no fucking joke. Understand that the editor of that trailer, his job was to give you a feeling, to play music, to bring you into the theater, to make it look larger than life, to make simple little lines like, Celie, you're my sister, I love you, to make that look like an IMAX experience. So shout out to the people that put the score, the trailers, and edit the trailers. That shit, they made it look like Black Panther. I know you guys remember the trailer of Black Panther, brought a little tear to our eye, had the same type of music, same type of shots, same type of angles. So bring it back down to reality. We all know there's a big set, okay, a director, cameras, lights, all right? Aside from that, amazing trailer, very, very reminiscent of Black Panther. Did we need another Color Purple?
No.
Nope. Not a classic like that. And what's like, but that's what we've been getting all these like reprise things lately. Um, and then wonder why we're afraid of AI taking taking over. It's like utilize the good writers to come up with some new stuff. I mean, we're living in a whole new world now, so we can write stuff now for this world that we're living in that hasn't been written before. But still, they keep going back to the classics that are classics. You know, they're good. They did their thing. They did what was supposed to be done. They told a story of a time or era. We are in a whole new era. Let's do that.
That was really funny. You talk about AI. I bet you if you probably ask AI to shoot out a black movie, it'll probably shoot out some slave shit.
Right?
Yeah.
Or a hood movie.
Or some hood shit. You know what I mean? Because, you know, just watching it and be like, I need me a wife. You can do just fine. We gonna have it. Like, it's just like all
But
that
let me tell you, Fantasia got the perfect bottom lip for that role.
Yes, she does.
Okay.
She didn't have to pull a Viola Davis. She didn't have to do a Viola Davis.
If anybody got a bottom lip for that role, it is Fantasia.
She got that mammy caught in the headlights shit down cold. Okay.
See, but you remember when they got her for the musical for the play, they got Fantasia before the dental work Fantasia. So
I remember that. I remember that Fantasia.
She has some issues with her shit.
Now,
a few things.
It says it's a musical, but watching that trailer, I didn't get no clue that this was going to be a musical. You know, and are black people the only people that go to movies on Christmas? Because why is this a Christmas movie?
They do put out those Black Christmas movies on Christmas,
really do, though. Like around family time, them black movies like Thanksgiving or you got a point.
And
are onto something there.
But and if it's such a black movie, Oprah's behind it, but maybe that's why Oprah's behind it. Why is Steven Spielberg? Is he directing?
He was the original. He was
the original.
The original?
Yeah, he was involved in the original.
It was his movie.
Him and Quincy Jones were involved in the original.
Really?
So they came back to this one.
And that's another thing that kind of got me. I don't know if y'all saw me kind of where we was kind of small on the screen, but that kind of cringed me too. It's like, move aside, Quincy. You're 113. Like, let someone else.
He really should be retired. But with that said, we know that devil's advocate. We know when them old people stop, they die.
That's true.
Yeah. And if got his name on it, he ain't gonna let it go. Because personally, I was waiting to see if this is gonna be a musical. How is Beyonce involved? Because I was trying to think, what musicals do I like? And the last musical I could think of I liked was that Beyonce Lion King joint. I was like,
the Bailey sisters are supposedly signed to her, so she's involved in there, and I'm sure we'll hear her music in there. Yeah. I doubt that movie's going to play, and Beyonce's not going to be yodeling somewhere in the background. I doubt it.
She is going to yodel somewhere or do that hard thing.
The shot of the sun come up, you just that vibrato, you just hear that shit.
Yes, that bravado. Yep.
Yes. Oh. Another thing, hold on. I'm trying to get some lunch here, ladies and gentlemen.
I just ordered some food too.
Whack ass, fucking corny ass Subway. I hate Subway. What I don't like is that I know personally, some I know, some I don't know, There's so many writers. I'm writing some AI shit myself. There are a lot of writers, and I'm at the beginning stages, but I know writers right now that have scripts packaged, sci-fi, AI films, futuristic films, all black and brown. They do not get greenlit. This shit, that shit gets greenlit. Don't hit me no more, mister. That gets greenlit. That is a fucking travesty. It is disgusting. It is repulsive. No one asked for this. I don't get it. I don't know if this is Oprah, and you guys know I like me some Oprah. I don't care what nobody says, okay? But I don't know if this is Oprah doing her black version of The Color Purple, because remember, The Color Purple got a lot of criticism because it was done by a white man, Steven Spielberg. So I don't know if this is Oprah circling back like, well, let me give you a black version, but we didn't need another one.
And I'm sick of black versions of everything.
That's another point. But I'm like, there's so many of us writers out there, and again, writers better than me who already have packaged sci-fi films, trilogy, you know what I mean? And it's like they won't get greenlit because Hollywood is very archaic and old school, but especially when it comes to people of color. Because when you look at Steven Spielberg, come on, when you think about the movies that man has made, it's fucking Steven Spielberg. But when he's working with the blacks, what do we get? The Color Purple Part 2.
We get Amistad.
Oh,
we always get slave shit.
Oh,
and he's a Jewish person. But that's another thing. I've always said that about Steven Spielberg. Like, wow, man, we get a lot of slave shit when this guy is on board.
Very interesting. I did not make that connection.
Although I loved me some Cinque. I loved me some Cinque.
I'm sure you did, sweetie.
Yeah. I was so upset when he was upset. He was ripping off his clothes. He was like, "What you mean I won but I lost? What kind of country is this?" And he wanted to take off that American clothes and he threw it. And I was like, "I'm with you, Cinque. Take me back. I'm going with you back on the boat. Let's follow the North Star back home." Yeah. So I thought it was corny. I thought, the first black billionaire of America right now should be producing sci-fi films, artificial intelligence films. I think she should be, come on, you put 400 something men through college. You ain't had no writers in there that you can, bring forth to Hollywood. Y'all are still doing this, you know what I mean? In 2023, it's painful. It's painful to watch.
There's another argument to this. To your point, Jen, okay, you don't want to put this out in the theaters. Put it on streaming.
Yeah, but I don't need to see it at all. Actually, I'll be right back.
Get an all black sci-fi film. Put it on Netflix. Put it on whatever. You don't have to go to the theaters. People have proven that you don't have to bring a big budget situation, even a medium budget situation, to the theaters now. You can make money with people, actually sitting in the comfort of their homes.
Right.
So they're there really is no excuse. I just believe that when it comes to black entertainment, people want to play it safe. People want to play it safe most of the time. It's amazing we got Black Panther. You know what I mean? What that was and so on. But just
but look at how, because I know production, I know what went into the trailer. Right. And the trailer is meant to oh my God, like it, you know what I mean? It gives you that feeling. Absolutely. But I'm like, no, this is The Color Purple.
Absolutely.
This is the fucking Color Purple. Everybody calm down.
Trailer. It's a great trailer.
No, the trailer is amazing. And I have a feeling the trailer is going to be better than the film, because that happens a lot too. But the trailer, the trailer was epic, but again, it gave you the same feeling as Black Panther.
So
it gave you the same feeling, but it's not the same type of film. And since we got some black men on the panel, people are saying that just like the first Color Purple, that this is gonna be some sort of feminazi movement where all the women are badass and all the black men in the film are gonna look like shit, talk like shit, treat women like shit. What do you feel about that?
Well, I can see it happening.
I think it's gonna be the same story. I don't think it's going to be reimagined too much, and how you said Beyonce is going to be in there somewhere. I was just looking up some information on the film, and I wanted to see who the director was, if Steven Spielberg was directing it, but Steven Spielberg isn't directing it. I
just
looked on
producing.
Wikipedia, said the guy that's producing his name is Blitz the Ambassador. And I was like, this can't be for real. Who the hell is Blitz the Ambassador? I never heard of him. He's a rapper from Ghana. I'm like, how is this rapper from Ghana directing this film? And turns out he's directed two films prior. The Burial of Kojo, which won some awards in Ghana, and Black is King. Black is King, yeah. So
yeah. Oh, it's all in there. They're all mixed in. All mixed in.
So they're gonna definitely have a different vision from Steven Spielberg's original visually. So it's gonna be interesting. I think the story is gonna be very similar, but I'm curious to see how they're gonna do the visuals.
I mean, Steven and Oprah are friends, so she was probably like, "Hey, produce this. Why not? I mean, we can get money off these Negroes again. Negroes are emotional, and they love them some singing and dancing."
Yeah.
I saw Oprah online, and they're making this like a big deal. Like she was in her closet and she was looking through purple clothes, and she's like, she wants everybody to wear purple clothes on the day of to the theater. So this is it. She's like, really, this is a thing. So, everybody's going to be, and people they got FOMO and they want to feel close to celebrities. So I guarantee on Christmas Day, ain't going to be nothing but sisters talk about, hey, wear your purple. We're going to see the color purple. Wear your purple. What purple are you wearing? It's going to happen.
We're going back to the Chucks and pearls thing again, because that was so cringe. I could not wait till that was over with. I was like, how many more hours do we have before I don't see another Chuck or pearl?
You know,
have mad people looking like Prince
right now. I'm at the space right now where I'm just getting out the way. I'm just letting people just have their little moment, man. If this is your shit, maybe you look forward to this purple shit for the whole year, and maybe your entire life is dependent on this purple shit. Go ahead and have it, baby girl. You go ahead and knock yourself out. I hope you hate every nigga in that goddamn movie.
Damn.
At least enjoy your purple outfit.
Exactly.
But the gender wars have crossed over to off of YouTube, and then now they're in every film, because the Woman King, it was like, oh, you emasculated black men. Black Panther, oh, only the women were badass. Wonder Woman. So it's like, in The Color Purple, they're gonna be like, oh, Mister, and all the men were shit and all the women were amazing. So I mean, it's gonna cause a stir. I can't call this one. I don't know if people are gonna be like, we're sick of these films, I don't want to fucking see it. Or women are going to want to be like, we want to go see our girls and wear our purple and Oprah. I don't know. I can't call this one.
Showing up for it. I think they're going to show up.
You think they're going to show up?
Mm-hmm. I think they're going to show up.
I can't call this one either.
I can't call it. I don't know if people are going to, because it's a long ways from December. So either this is going to pick up steam, the podcasters is going to be all over it, either going to boycott it, stop making black men look bad. I don't know. I'm curious though. We'll see.
Look, let's revisit it. I can see them all jumping in the Cynthia G mobile and heading down there.
The Cynthia G party bus? The Cynthia G party bus?
The Cynthia G party bus.
That shit's funny.
Because Oprah's behind it, I think black and white women are going to come out for it.
Oh.
I think white women are going to be like, ooh, let's go see a black story that Oprah has to tell.
I didn't think about that. That's true.
Like that really cool black friend that she wants to show that she's an ally for or whatever.
Of course.
It's great fucking opportunity.
Allies. Oh, well. That was the, hold on. Yeah, I'm saying.
This is, like you said, who asked for this?
Yeah. Well, Oprah said y'all need it.
Yeah,
you didn't ask for it, but y'all need it.
It's about time for a remake, huh?
No, just
Kurt says about time. I mean, someone said, when is the remake? Next remake is going to be Roots. I'm surprised they haven't done Roots. I'm shocked.
I am
shocked.
It's going to be a heavy one, because how do you actually keep it that accurate without making white people look like the fucking animals that they fucking are? You know what I mean? Because I remember in Watchmen, the show Watchmen, they were showing an enactment of the bombing of Black Wall Street, and a
Mhm.
plethora of white people climbed on Twitter and said they had no idea that that shit even happened.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm.
One
First,
one
first,
dude said he called up his
first they
black
were saying
friend and said, like, it was like, oh my God, Tyrone, I didn't know.
no,
I
but
didn't know.
before that,
Like, you know, and
but
shit
before
like
they
that.
said that, they were saying, "How dare you make America look so bad in this light? We would never do this." And then they was like, "Oh shit, this is actually what already happened." So at
Like one of
first
my
they came
favorite
out angry
memes.
because they thought we was making it look crazy. No, that's what
Mm.
happened. You know?
Like one of my favorite memes is the one where it says, what I mean, they're basically comparing the America that they tell you and the real America. And on this side, you see Henry Cavill Superman, and on this side, you see Homelander, because Homelander is the
Mhm.
real fucking America.
Right. Right.
That's what
He
America
sure he
really
sure
fucking
is.
is.
Let me tell you, I like me some Homelander. I do. I
Absolutely.
like me some kids. He's such an asshole. It's like, and he is true to it. He is true. Yo, I like when he gets
Unapologetic.
mad. He be like, and then he remembers he can't zap people. Oh my
Right.
god. No, I like me. So he's an asshole. Like I'm like, just have conviction. I don't care what you believe in. Just have conviction about you.
Right.
And I can watch you. I can watch you.
Quick
Uh,
Exactly.
question though, Jen. Quick question.
That show
So
makes
behind
me
the scenes,
happy there's no
what are some of the
superpowers.
frustrations that these writers are saying that they're having? I'm just curious, not to go off topic, but what kind of are? But I mean, what are some of these frustrations that these writers are having?
what you mean, like writers of color?
Yes,
Or
our
well,
people. I only
exactly.
care about our people.
Okay, well, exactly what I said. We're not getting greenlit, and I'm not surprised The Color Purple got remade because, as you know, whenever we create a pitch deck, part of the pitch deck is what is this like. So you can't go in with an original idea. Like every pitch deck I do, you have to have 2 or 3 examples on the bottom. Well, this is like I Love Lucy. This is like Friends. This is like, you know what I mean? You have to, Hollywood does not like taking chances, but especially with people of color. And Eva Longoria says something interesting. I'm not the biggest fan of Eva Longoria, but because I think she's full of shit in a lot of ways.
Uh-huh.
But right, Lily?
Oh
So
God, she has worked me since I've
okay.
met her.
Okay, so then my vibe was right because I've never met her and I got that vibe through the screen. But she did say something that made sense. She was like, a white man could make a $200 film, it flops, and then he gets greenlit again. But she can't do something like that, and it's true. They don't take chances on us like that. And when we do put something out, even if we don't want it to be, we have to. There has to be an element in our scripts that is reminiscent of a Friends or All in the Family or some white shit that went down at a certain point in time. And that's frustrating because then I can't write freely, right? It's like I
Right.
have to like let me add this and let me add that because that sounds like something Jennifer Aniston would say and blah blah blah. And that's frustrating because you can't have a free hand. But it's the business until you get in and then you like fuck all y'all.
When did that start? Because at some point there had to be original ideas.
Well, they were all their ideas though, or
Yeah,
stolen,
and
or
I'm about to say
stolen.
stolen. They don't want them to come from us, and that is one of the biggest things that and you put it into words, Jen, because that's one of the biggest frustrations I've had as just a creator. Period. Right? It's like, oh, you do not want you want us to follow trends that we originally set, but that the trend was given to a white person to make it popular, and then you want us to come behind the white person and emulate the trend that we started or someone of color started. That's what I've seen since the beginning of me being a creator. Like it took me, because I'm like you, Jen, I don't want to do shit that I've seen. I don't want to do no one else's stuff. I don't care. It's done. That was nice. That was great. um and it it didn't take me long to realize, oh, that is not going to get me far at all. Like, I got to wait till I get a name and then take the chance. But I can't come in the door. They don't want it. It's just not going to happen. And that goes, at this point, I feel like it's gotten worse over the years and over the decades. Now they really don't want anything original coming from
And
us.
that's why I'm like, that's why I despise when people, and I know some of y'all probably gonna disagree, but I despise when people critique and tear down Tyler Perry. I don't give a fuck how Tyler did it, okay? Whether he was running around in a dress or not, that motherfucker built $1 billion company on his own from scratch. went from way back from when he was charging $10-15 for his plays, became a fucking mogul in a white dominated business. We ain't got time to talk about you don't want to see a black man in a dress. We don't have time. He became a fucking billionaire, employs black people, employs actors we would have never seen, who would have never been on camera. It's like you have to see the greater good. And I think sometimes we get in our own way and we critique too much. And it's okay to do it behind closed doors.
Closed doors.
Right, amongst
Exactly.
ourselves,
I
like,
would
damn,
say
that
that.
movie sucked. But what part of $1 billion in a white dominated industry don't you fucking understand? He's not the first black man that wore a dress. White men have wore dresses. People like Chappelle never wore a dress. Chappelle fucking wore a dress in the fucking Robin Hood movie. You know what I'm saying? And Tyler Perry, like, I'm like, how could you, from the outside looking in, I'm like, do you understand this man went from nothing? Do you know what nothing is? Zero. Living in a car, zero, nothing, eating top ramen, to $1 billion in a fucking decade? He's a god in the business right now. I don't give a fuck what that man wore. And Medea wasn't the only movies he did. And yeah, maybe you may feel like, oh, his movies suck, blah, blah, blah. But how many fucking white films have you sat there and watched that sucked?
Right. Just shut up.
You know how many
Shut
white
up.
movies I watched
But-
that sucked?
Hey, if I see a white movie by a particular person and it sucked, I'm probably not going to see another movie by that white person again.
I will say this though.
But you'll see another movie by another white person, Kari.
Some
I
other
will
white
say
person,
this.
yeah.
I've never seen the Tyler Perry movie in its entirety. You know what I mean? I've always thought he was a hack. However, I will say this.
How is he a hack? First of all, define hack and then define it.
Maybe finish. First of all, you know what I mean? I don't, you know, I feel that his characters are very one-dimensional. But however, overall, in terms of my opinion, it really amounts to a hill of beans because he kept black people working. He has kept black people working. He has shown that regardless of what anyone thinks, if you have a vision and you have a clear understanding of how to hone your fan base, you can turn it into something. Whatever that base is, whatever your audience is. You know what I mean? You know, I'm not his audience. That doesn't matter. He made $1 billion. But my point is this: why I tell people, if you think you're the shit, if you think that, you know what I mean, that nobody understands what you're doing, blah, blah, blah. If you think that you can't take direction, okay, take what you have, take your money, go out there, find your fans, and go flip your situation. That's one of the things that I tell people, and I use Tyler Perry as an example. Like, I never really, you know what I mean, like this dude. I just never could get into his films, but he's successful. I'm not going to sit here and ignore his success. He made it happen, and props to him for doing that.
What's a hack?
A person who, in my opinion, a hack is someone who does not come to the table with original ideas, and their ideas are very cliched, and it's very one-dimensional.
So like all of Hollywood basically is a hack.
Most of Hollywood, yes, is filled with hacks. Yes.
Well,
okay.
I've never really been the biggest fan of Tyler Perry films, but I will say this: Tyler Perry is a goddamn legend. Tyler Perry had people sitting in their house watching plays on VHS.
I did.
Tyler Perry had people bootlegging plays. They were bootlegging plays for Tyler Perry. Tyler Perry was popping before social media. He made way through pretty much every goddamn state off of word of mouth because people saw his plays in one city, started talking about it, the next city had to do it. You know, Tyler Perry, billions from
a kitty,
from plays on the Chitlin circuit.
Does anybody have a dog?
I had a dog. My daughter got a dog now, and I have a cat because she got the cat to be the dog's buddy. You know, she got the cat.
They're much easier,
buddy, but she couldn't have cats where she stays. They said you can have dogs, but no cats, which don't make much sense to me.
I know that don't make sense. Okay.
Now, how I feel about, like, I've never discussed Tyler in public, for the reasons that Jen was saying. I call Tyler trail mix. Like, you pick out the things that you like, but then afterwards you're just left holding the bag. Like, now what do I do with the rest of this? Right. So that's the reason why I don't discuss them in public, because the stuff that's left in the bag is not that important compared to the stuff that I like and that what makes them great, you know. It's just not that important. I would rather champion him. I would rather let him be great, because there's so many great things that he's done that it's just not even worth mentioning the things that I
Right.
push
That's my
back on.
thing. That's
Yeah.
my thing, Lily. That's my thing. Like sometimes I turn certain shit on. I don't even watch it. I just walk away. Cause I'm like, I know that's gonna be a view. That's gonna be a Nielsen view. That's gonna be a new, you know what I mean? Like it's like we have to help each other. We don't have the luxury to be as critical as white people. White people could play that game. They could hate somebody. They could be, oh, this nigga corny. Oh, he. Da, da, da. They could play that game because they dominate. We can't. We can't. Unfortunately, we can't. Even if we hate an act or whatever. Aside from someone's hurting somebody, okay. But if it's a writer or singer, I don't even. I'm not. I got sick of what's her name, Insecure. That show got whacked to me. But I kept watching it, or I would turn it on, or kind of watch it on and off. It got fucking corny, right? But I was like, you know what I mean? It's at least it's Issa Rae. She fucking started on YouTube. You know what I mean? Doesn't matter that she's corny. It matters she's a young black woman who started on YouTube and got picked up or whatever. And we have to support even when it's not our cup of tea, because they are paving the way for studios to be like, well, I dealt with this black and brown person and they got me some success. So what do you got?
I
And
see
and
both
we
sides of that argument. I
we
do.
have to be mindful of that.
I do. I mean, I see both sides of the argument because I mean, especially when it comes. I mean, we're in their fucking house. Okay, we're in their fucking house. You know what I mean? And you know, I try to show black creatives grace to a degree. If I don't like the shit, you know what I mean, I try not to tear the motherfucker apart. Because in the end, especially when it comes to Hollywood, you know what I mean? Because in the end, to Jen's point, if we can get through the bad stuff, eventually we can get to the good stuff because they've taken enough chances and gotten returns on the shit prior. They're a little more eased into us getting some good stuff. Like, look, listen, we had to go through Sweet Sweetback's badass fucking song and all that other shit. We had to go through Blank Man and all this other dumb shit to get to the best man. You know what I mean? We had to go through a whole bunch of stuff to get to Boys in the Hood. I understand that. So
And white people are given the grace to fail. And not only that, but
absolutely,
white people's God is money. And they're watching how we react to certain things. There's a reason why 50 Cent has the number one shows in black households. They're watching. So what do? They look at 50 Cent and be like, oh, you got 3 shoot 'em up, bang, bang, drug dealer, prostitute shows, and it's number one in black households. Guess what? Give me another one. I'll green like that. Then the black kid who wrote a sci-fi script, they get pushed aside, right? Then the Puerto Rican kid who wrote a rom-com, they get pushed aside because the number one show, no one's calling 50 a hack. Everybody's like, who's gonna get killed on Power this week? No one's calling him a hack, although that's hack shit. Oh, another drug dealer series with a bunch of rappers doing cameos. Oh boy, how exciting! But they're still the number one shows in black households,
But now,
Nielsen ratings.
with that being said, now if 50 Cent somehow came out with a successful black sci-fi show, that would kind of open up the doors for other black creators to come out with a sci-fi show. But there needs to be somebody like a 50, in my opinion, to break that open for people. Because
you're right.
Hollywood's going to answer on the unknown.
And it's not. Here's the thing. It's not to say that 50 came up with some shoot 'em up shit, some urban shit. And I was like, fuck that. I mean, because I watched Snowfall, which was an amazing body.
Oh, the writing on that was,
but that's the whole point, Jen.
Except for the lion.
There was a story underneath all of that, underneath all the coke and all these other things and these things that pulled you in and the action and so on. There was a story about greed and family and so on and so forth and betrayal underneath that, and it was acted superbly. It was written well. I watched maybe 15 minutes of Power and I cut that shit off. Because it was just like, what is this? Like, I think I saw the boom mic in a shot. I was like, this is amateur hour. I'm out. I'm out.
And you know they lost me when the Puerto Rican chick wasn't even a Puerto Rican chick in real life. I was like, oh, y'all lost me episode 1.
Seriously, I was like,
I'm like, it's too many Puerto Rican actresses out here for you to play that game right now. Like, nah, pass. When she got killed, I was so happy. I was like, toma, tupida.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
They only give
Yeah,
about
so
4 Puerto
we
Rican
have to.
actresses jobs a year, right?
Huh?
I
What?
said Hollywood only gives about 4 Puerto Rican actresses a job.
Yeah, absolutely. Michelle Rodriguez. And
They bought.
I forgot
Well,
the
they
other one.
bought. 50 bought the lady back from New York Undercover for.
Lauren
Hollywood.
Velez.
She looks really good.
Yeah,
She
has
looks
a
really
twin.
good.
Take care of herself.
Yeah, she really did. She looks really
I like
good.
Lauren Velez.
Yeah,
See,
She looks better
I don't
now
watch.
than then.
Oh, good. She has a twin. I didn't even know that. So I mean, we'll see. We're still out here. We're still writing. You know what I mean? Comparing our shit to other people. So that in the pitch meeting, we'll be like, oh, it's like that. Yeah, it's like that. Remember Charlie
It's the
Sheen?
black version of.
Yeah, it's just the black version of like Charlie Sheen with a Puerto Rican. You remember?
You got a sci-fi movie in the pipeline.
Yes.
I love some sci-fi now.
Yeah, a horror film. And I can't even, I'll tell you about it behind the scenes, but trust me, when they say, who wrote this shit? And I stand up, they're going to be like, nah, ain't no fucking way. I'll be like, bitch, I did. they're going to be surprised. Yeah, because I'm, yeah.
In a pinstripe suit by Styles by Dave.
You damn right.
That part.
You damn man, glittering.
That's how we keep it all in the circle,
That's
baby.
Right.
Absolutely. That's what we got to. Absolutely. I keep telling my friends, I'm like, yo, I'm gonna be the first one on a major red carpet, and when they ask me who you wearing, I'm gonna be like Walmart, Target.
You know what, Jen? I used to say, thrift store. I used to say that all the time. I'm like,
Walmart, Target.
What? And I have been on the red carpet with some thrift store stuff before, like straight up and down. I don't care.
To hotels, you said you love New York Undercover, so underrated. I interviewed Malik Yoba on this show. You have to scroll back a ways, but we spoke about New York Undercover and his journey and all of that. So if you like a New York Undercover and you like you some Malik Yoba, I did interview the brother on the block with Jim.
It was a nice interview, by the way.
It was a good interview, right? It was really good. Yeah, so we gotta support, and I know. Listen, we are our own rough critics, but we gotta give us some grace when it comes to this art shit because we way behind. So we just gotta keep that in mind. Because sometimes I'm like, this is trash. This shit fucking trash. Who wrote this? What the fuck? But then I was like, oh, it's a black man. Oh, I just gotta eat it.
Same here. I call some people behind the scenes and I'm like, girl,
did you see this shit? What the fuck was that?
Because we're all, we all do that. Like all of my people in the industry, like my actor friends, my writer friends, we all are the same way. We are not going to bash a black film in public, but behind closed doors, because we're real artists and we really do care about the art. So
and they're watching how we react to our art. They're watching. They're like, oh shit, like we greenlit this Latina show and the fucking Latins don't even want to see it. Next, and you think it's hard to greenlight a black production, a Latino production? Oh, it's non-existent.
Yeah,
it's non-existent.
Actually. I was like outside of John Leguizamo, who's getting shows?
Exactly. They use like the token chick and the token dude, like the Jennifer Lopez and the John Leguizamo. And the good thing now is that In the Heights, remember that musical? That stirred up a big thing with the Afro Latinos. So now the studios are trying to where the Afro. What are those Afro Latinos? Bring me one. Bring me one of them Afro Latinos. Do you know one? Do you got one? So now, right. So and we saw it in the chat where people in the chat didn't even know that they were brown and dark Afro, Latinos.
Right.
Like there was literally someone in the chat like, that's why y'all white, you present. Well, I was like, no, Brazil, Colombia, Puerto Rico, Dominican Republic's nothing but black and
They
brown.
look like this panel.
This is my
Absolutely,
problem.
absolutely.
This is my problem. People think that black people or people of African descent only live in America.
I know.
They believe like everybody who is that just lives in America, and then there's Africa, and that's
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Right. That's true.
I've got the most African music in my life growing up as a kid from my grandfather, who's from Cuba.
Yeah, that sounds
Mm.
about right. Yeah, Cuba, Brazil, Colombia, they give it to you.
Mm-hmm. Kitten and Caskets, Mama, what's going on with Summer Jam? I didn't hear no tea. You got tea on Summer Jam? Kitten and Casket says, Jen, do you have any thoughts on what's going on with Summer Jam? What's the tea?
Let's see.
Oh, Fahim Jackson, thank you so much for the super chat. Fahim Jackson says, there's too many platforms to keep getting Hollywood validation today. Do we truly still need them today? Well, here's the thing. You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. I can cut a series, throw it on YouTube, market it on Instagram and Facebook and hope people watch it. However, if I can get it in, I'm gonna try to get it in. But you're absolutely right. You could throw a series on Instagram, on Facebook, or whatever. But the way these algorithms are set up now, and the way social media is handling artists, they're damn near blocking your shit now. So it's a different game. Like the shit goes in waves up and down. And if you didn't get in there when that wave was up, so you're absolutely right. You got it. You have to keep working. You have to keep putting your shit out there. But
man, this is hard.
To get your shit on Tubi
stuff. It's hard getting eyeballs on your stuff, man. Getting people to listen to your stuff, man.
I did not. I'll look that up. All right. I love new info. Jen, are you watching Flaming Hot, the movie about a Latino that created hot Cheetos? No.
Yeah, they said he was a Latino janitor. He
What?
Yeah.
What channel is that on? What channel is that on?
What network is that? That's
documentaries.
hilarious.
This is a documentary about the person that made hot Cheetos. That's fire.
So it looks like, the only thing I'm seeing for Summer Jam.
What's the tea?
There's no real tea that I'm seeing. I'm just seeing a lineup, which is kind of interesting. You got the Ice Spices and the Glorrillas, and Cardi B is headlining.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not seeing
no tea.
No tea.
Yeah, Kittens and Caskets. You'd have to share that tea with us because I haven't heard anything about them either. I don't know what's going on with Summer Jam.
Hey, the requirements to get your movie on Tubi ain't as strict as Netflix.
No, not at all. No, I know guys that got a series on freaking Tubi and they didn't even give them a whole fucking. They gave them like 2.5 episodes. I'm over here writing 6-7 episodes, thinking, well, I pitched my shit. I'm gonna need to have 8 episodes. He's like, oh no, we only did like 1, 2, and I'm writing the other one now. I was like, what?
Yeah, I used to watch
people to sign up.
I used to watch a couple of YouTube series that they was writing it as they was filming.
Oh, I did hear that. I did hear that Summer Jam tickets weren't selling. Yes, I did hear that. Did we discuss that, or did I hear that somewhere else?
Nah, we didn't discuss that. Summer Jam tickets aren't selling.
Summer Jam was moved from New Jersey to New York. Cardi is the headliner, but tickets aren't selling. Summer Jam used a Nicki. Oh, Summer Jam used a Nicki ad to shade Cardi.
Where in New York is Summer Jam going to be at?
That's interesting.
Because
it's on Hulu and Disney. It drops June 9th.
Does Summer Jam still have the punch that it used to have?
But that's what I was about to say. We live in a different world. It doesn't hit the same. It's not. That's just like Hot 97. Who's thinking about Hot 97 in 2023?
Yeah, I did. Googled it, but I didn't see it. I'll look it up. We can talk about it tomorrow.
Like radio is dead. Like
dead.
Yeah, Star stays saying that. He's like, nobody's listening to radio.
No, I mean, if he wanted to go over there for an easy check, okay, cool, but it's dead.
That's why they asked fucking Star to show up.
Yeah, easy check, and to try to put some life into it.
That's exactly breathe life back.
But it's like, where do I find a radio station these days? Like, how do I listen to a radio station?
Right.
Because I don't drive, so I'm barely in a car. Like,
Right.
I don't know anything about a radio. Like, I haven't listened. I stopped listening to radio about 10 years ago.
I'm trying to
So,
figure out how CDs are selling.
Everybody's
Like where are
here.
people playing this
yeah,
shit?
where are they coming
Like, where
from?
are they playing it? Like,
Yeah.
do you have a CD player, Jim?
Oh, okay. So he must be.
Gotta
No, I
be a-
don't. So he must be Mexican. It says Flamin' Hot is directed by Eva Longoria. Okay. All right. I'll watch.
Summer
I like
Jam
movies.
Belmont.
I like movies that show like how things started, like the journey to how things started. So
Yeah.
I saw before we go. I saw this movie. Don't get me to lie. I don't know the name. I'd probably have to Google.
Did you see Jobs by with Michael Fassbender?
No. You think the beef is real between DJ Envy and Rick Ross? Yeah, I do think it's real.
Yeah,
I
especially
think
where it's
it's
gone
real.
to now.
Yeah, I think it's real because, and I know people fake beef, but I don't think that DJ Envy, because what we know and seen of him, here's why I don't think it's fake. I don't think he would volunteer to have another man play around about fucking his wife on a platform, a worldwide platform like Instagram. Now, fake beefs, there's been a lot of fake beefs in hip hop and industry and all kinds of shit. But I don't think, because DJ Envy's a little biatch and he's very much, oh, my wife, my kids. I don't think that man would volunteer, hey, let's fake beef and say whatever you want about my wife. You could say you want to fuck her and everything. That's why I don't think it's fake. I don't think that DJ Envy would do that.
I don't think any self-respecting man would say that.
Right.
Hopefully.
Right. Yeah, that's why I don't think it was. Now, if those things weren't mentioned, but come on, you're gonna play beef and you're gonna let a man talk about your kids and fucking your wife.
Yeah,
if we play beefing and then you start talking like that, oh, we ain't play beefing no more.
Nah, we ain't
Exactly.
playing.
Exactly. It's like, no, it's on and popping now.
Now I gotta punch you in the face. Now I gotta punch you in the face.
And we were having so much fun. Damn it, we were having fun. The Lox is performing and everyone is saying the Lox is the best artist that will be. They're probably not paying then. If people are turning their back on Summer Jam, the artist, then they're probably not paying.
Mm-hmm.
They're probably getting more money from like them other, the EDC and My Life Beautiful and the other South by Southwest and all them other festivals that go on.
Right.
Maybe
They're
Summer
thinking
Jam
about
ain't
them.
paying.
Yeah, they're not paying and they're not popping. So if they're not pressed. The artists aren't pressed. Glorilla and I would say more so than Ice Spice, but Glorilla is probably like, now what's the Summer Jam situation?
No, she's like, what is Summer Jam is?
You know,
What is Summer Jam is?
statistically speaking, hip hop doesn't have the footprint that it used to have. Like a lot of these hip hop records, they'll come in strong, but they have no staying power. A lot of pop records have like staying power in country and so on. So hip hop doesn't have a lot of the impact.
But that's why they're all running to collaborate with who? The Afrobeat artists.
Oh yeah.
And the reggaeton artists. The people that I now see in Afrobeat videos and reggaeton videos, I'm like, what the fuck is Snoop Dogg doing with Bad Bunny?
Bad Bunny. I was doing some research on him. I'm like, the money that these dudes are making, I mean, he's out of here, man.
Ridiculous.
He's out of here.
with the whole Summer Jam thing.
Like he's real talk. He's doing like Michael Jackson numbers.
Yeah, he broke records.
He's like the highest paid artist.
Like
the past 2-3 years or some shit like that.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
But with Summer Jam moving from Jersey to New York, a lot of people was going to Summer Jam just off of like tradition. It's in Jersey. We're gonna go over there real quick. But now since they moving the location, now it's back to Belmont after like 20-something years. People like, oh, tradition done. I ain't gonna go see what's popping at a new spot now. I knew all the places I can go. I knew everything about it and shit like that. Now it ain't no more. So no need for me to go.
No, Ice Spice should know. Ice Spice should know about Summer Jam. She's from New York.
You don't think? I didn't say that.
No, you said Glorilla.
Yeah, I said Glorilla, not Ice Spice, because she's from New York. Yeah, that's why. Yeah.
Yeah, Glorilla. She didn't even know that Fox is a real animal. Fox is real. That's real animal. Wait,
That
who's
orange.
it?
I think people
That
just be
orange.
saying shit. Yeah, I think
Who's
people
it?
just saying
Yeah,
shit.
because they know it's gonna go viral. That little bitch know what a fox is. She know what an abortion is. She knows what a fox is.
Oh
Like
shit.
when JT from the
Oh
City Girls,
shit.
she was like,
Don't
you
put
know
me
what?
on the radio. Don't put me on the radio, Haran. Don't put me on the radio.
Like I told you, man, I'm gonna have to either be vested or we gonna have to spend a lot of money on security, man.
Yeah, I didn't. Honestly, this is news to me because I didn't even know Summer Jam was still a thing. Honestly, I don't.
Yeah, I didn't think that they were still doing it either. So the fact
Yeah,
that the tickets is not selling is not surprising because I just didn't even think you all were doing it. So I think it's time to hang it up. It's certain things have had a wonderful run, so just go ahead and retire it.
yeah.
Give
I
it a
mean, who's gonna be
jersey.
there? Ja Rule and Ashanti. I'm
That
just
would be
saying.
dope. That would be dope. They might sell
They
more
they
tickets. They might sell more tickets with that.
they probably rehashed that
They're
too. They probably done that.
they would be bringing a whole totally different demo though.
Yeah.
Totally
Watch
different
this.
demo.
Let me look it up. I bet you
It's
they've
gonna
been
be
there and let.
Kari. It's gonna be Kari and his cousins.
That's what
I
I'm
bet
That's
saying.
right.
You're gonna
It's
be
gonna be
bringing a whole
everybody that
different
grew up,
demo.
everybody that was young in the '90s will go to that
Yeah,
show.
exactly. Exactly.
I,
That's what they're gonna be bringing in. They might have to do that though.
right. Like making an old school affordable
Oh my
concert.
god. Let me find out they're gonna bring Drew Hill on that shit.
Yeah.
Affordable
Tell you
old
what,
school concert.
I went to the Wu
Tell
Tang Nas concert
me
when they
what
came
you
out
want.
here, and yo, do you know how many
Tell
people, how
me.
many 40-year-old men were out there
Oh, good.
chilling?
Yo,
Yeah, I was like, this is crazy.
Now let me say this. This is funny. So I looked up. I put in Ashanti and Ja Rule Summer Jam, right? So because I was like, I'm pretty sure they probably already performed in the last 5 years. Well, they haven't, but they've been at everybody else's Summer Jam, like Kentucky and Omaha. they,
Yo,
they everywhere.
stop.
They
Ohio,
everywhere.
Nebraska.
Every major radio station pretty much has their own version of Summer Jam.
Oh, okay. That's what it
Yeah,
is then.
yeah.
Yeah, I would. I don't.
listen,
I
man.
don't
There's
do.
one
I don't
out
do
here.
music festivals. I don't do music festivals, so I would not know. I
The
cannot
one
do
out
it.
here in Tampa is called
I
Wild
used to.
Flash.
I didn't even use it. Not even when I was young. I just
Yeah,
could
when I
not
was
do
young,
it.
but I couldn't imagine doing it now. I could
I
not
can't do
imagine
them
doing it now.
crowds.
You wouldn't show up? You wouldn't show up?
I
Say if I
never
was
have.
playing. Say if
I
I was
never
playing
have.
Now
at
that's
one of
good.
these music festivals or whatever.
No,
Now,
I'd show up. I'd show up to your green room and I'd show up backstage. I'd be standing right there while you playing. I'm not going in that crowd, Haran. I'd be
I
in the
will.
green room eating your snacks.
This one is good. This one is good. Now, if Nicki and Cardi perform together, that will sell tickets.
Oh
But
hell
that's not
yeah.
going to happen. They
Oh
hate
yeah.
each other. That's not going to
Yeah, it's not gonna
happen.
happen. And they
There's a
they
big
too
bag on the
stupid
side of
to
that.
right, and they too stupid to like you know what I mean
They're
bury the hatchet and make that money.
Yeah, they're the modern day Foxy and Kim. Like Foxy and Kim still hate each other till this day. They like hate each other's guts. Like there
Did you
was
see when and then we got to get out of here because I think my sandwich is here. Did you see when Diddy was putting together that bad boy thing and Little Kim and Faith didn't want to do it, and then he went and he talked to Faith and Faith was about the bag. She was like, all right, fine. Little Kim was more like, no, I don't want to. Faith was like, I don't give a fuck. And I knew that Faith would be like, I don't give a fuck first because she's the one that got the guy in question, Biggie. Like he claimed her, he married her, he had babies with her. So I knew Faith was gonna come from a place where I don't give a fuck. Like she's mad. I don't know why she mad, but I'm not mad. Like she mad. And then he finally like got them together because they weren't even talking to nothing.
and then it became like super cool after that.
Yep. I'm like, Little Kim literally spent her life trying to look like the other chick who got chose.
That's some deep shit.
Yep.
That's some deep ass
Like she
shit.
talks about Biggie more than Faith talks about Biggie.
Right, right.
It's cringe.
On to
But
another piece of shit nigga. And
I was to
got rid of
say,
him.
but you know what though? Like in all not I mean, to her point, Kim was the main girl. They just threw Faith in it because she was more marketable to be his wife, right? So it's like I can kind of see Kim's like, oh, like I was here from the beginning. I came from the block, da 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 da. Then this girl swoops in, and within 5 days, she marries him. I just had an abortion by him, or no, a miscarriage by him. She marries him. She gets pregnant by him. He gets killed, and she gets left all of his money and stuff.
But he was also smitten with Faith.
Because he was.
He
Yeah,
was
but
very
but who's
smitten
not
with
smitten
Faith.
in that short amount of time? We're all smitten in that short amount of time.
Yeah.
The
No,
amount
I'm
of time
saying
that
that
they got together.
no, I'm saying that it wasn't like an arranged marriage. Like between Faith and Kim, he was like, I like this one, big old yellow bone with the blonde. Yeah, I'm gonna go here. Come on, if Biggie wasn't Biggie, he wouldn't have got with a Faith.
He told
It
her
was
that
a
she was going
trio.
to get
It was
married.
a
That they was
trio.
going to get
It
married
was
when they met.
Kim.
He
It
told
was
her that.
Kim. It was Faith, and
And
it was Charlie
Charlie.
Baltimore.
Charlie Baltimore, yeah.
Oh, that's right,
Hmm.
Charlie.
I love Charlie though.
Me too.
She got the
And
Yeah.
real short end of the stick.
and
She's so
Charlie
cool.
Baltimore looks like a slim version of Faith.
Yes.
That is true.
And Charlie still looks good right now.
She's still beautiful. Charlie Brown.
Gorgeous.
Wait a minute, wasn't she with Jay-Z too? Wasn't there a thing?
They never confirmed that. Who said that? Oh, Cameron though. Cameron did confirm it. His dry snitching behind. He did confirm that.
I'm like,
And
yo, let me
Cameron
tell
was
you
a snitch on
something.
the
Let
low.
me tell you something. It
Cameron
has
was
to
a
be.
snitch on the very low.
Let me tell on the low. Let
On
me
the
tell
high
you
key.
something.
On the high key.
Let me say this. It must be hard to be Beyonce because literally every fucking party you walk into, there's about 10 bitches in there that Jay-Z done took down. And I'm talking about bitches with names. And I know people would think she's Beyonce, she don't care. Get the fuck. She cares. She's a country bumpkin that doesn't have New York swag, and all them girls are in there looking like everything, and their energy matches Jay. Trust me, she cares. She cares. But every party you walk into is like 5 bitches over there. He chopped down 5 bitches over there. Listen, like everybody done seen your husband's dick. Everybody, no. No, it's one thing if it's chicks you're not going to run into, and you know how I feel
Right.
about the perfect relationship. But it's one thing. It's one thing if you're not going to run into them, like, oh, he slept with the Walmart girl and the girl at Target and the girl back in his school and the girl he used to work with when he was doing corporate. But it's everybody at the parties. No,
Yeah.
everybody. You sitting there with your husband and she knows he got the curve and she knows he got the curve and she knows he got the curve and I know he got the curve because he said it in a song.
You know what? In hindsight now, I'm thinking about Biggie. So when he was broken in Brooklyn, he had little Kim.
Right.
And once he got money, he went after Faith and Charlie Baltimore.
Right.
See? Don't they always do that?
Yep.
Damn.
The start. She was about to be the starter wife.
Yep. Because
Yeah.
see, Kim was
Okay,
around the
man.
way. Kim
That's
was
all I
around the way like baddie and bad side. You know what I'm saying? Like that. You know, to her, to her credit, everyone says that, but she was around the way bad girl. Like now he gets these access to industry bad girls. Then
It's a different thing.
So-
It's a different situation in time.
right.
We love y'all back. We love you back, Kitten and Casket.
So hypothetically, if Biggie never would have died, you think Little Kim would have just grown to hate his guts?
Yeah.
Probably. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
For
The
sure.
resentment was already growing at that time. It was already growing at that time because if you know the stories about what was going on between them at that time, it was a lot about. It was just very volatile because of just so much going on. Yeah.
I mean, we would eventually hated Biggie too. What's the saying?
Yes.
You
I posted that.
you either
Time
die a
does
hero,
everybody in.
or you either die a hero or you live long enough to be the villain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I posted about that. I was like, Tupac and Biggie, and I named somebody else was still here. We would have they would have been canceled by now. People would be
Yeah.
dragging them by now. Like all this. Oh my God, they're the greatest. They're the best. Yeah, because they died like early. But
Tupac would have been a
y'all
shit.
know.
Tupac
Right.
Well, I'll add another one there that's going to be controversial. And y'all going to be like, no, not baby girl. Aaliyah wouldn't have done shit in
Oh, I put-
2023.
I put her in it. That was the third person. That was the third person I put in. Yeah, that was the third person.
Not the. Yeah, I don't think
But I
so.
keep it 100 right now.
I don't think
keep it
so.
100. I remember when her album dropped, and this is when Best Buy was still popping out in Brooklyn. If any one of y'all remember Best Buy from New York, you know what I'm saying? I was out and I went to Best Buy. They used to have a spot where you could listen to the records, and her record came out, and I went to go listen to her record, and it was whatever. But there wasn't that many people around to listen to her record. It wasn't that big of a deal. There wasn't fanfare when her record came out. The moment the moment she passed, them records flew off the shelf.
I would say if she was alive right now, I don't even think she'd be as popular as Ashanti. Ashanti finds a way to stay in the algorithms because she got them big legs now and that big ass, right?
Right.
However, I think Aaliyah would have fell under the Maya category.
Exactly, but
That's where she would have been today. She would like Maya
I
still.
disagree.
No, but it's so weird that
because
people
of
It's the
started
same. But how
so
you
weird
figure
that-
no? How you
it's
figure
so
no?
weird.
What do you think
Because of who
Aaliyah would have
weird.
been doing?
because of who her team was.
No.
You know,
Her team
because
was
of who her team was.
horrible. They were
She had
trash.
she
They
had
was trash. She
Missy
had,
and
no, no,
Timberland.
no, 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 no. She had Black Ground Records, which is one of the most trash
I'm
teams
talking
you
about the
have
people
in.
making her music.
Right, but okay, so
Yes,
let's
but
look
that's
at
making her
all right,
music,
but
but not running her
no,
business.
all right,
And
fine. Let's
she
give
had
him
a
that.
dope
Okay,
ass voice. You know.
okay, no, she was okay. She was a whisper
She was
singer.
mid
Let's not
singer.
get
She was a
panicky.
mid. Yeah,
But-
let's not do that.
But I'm also
No.
gonna have to say I was a fan of Aaliyah when back even before.
So were we.
Jazz, you know?
We were fans too.
I
I
cried.
wasn't saying they didn't dislike her. We just said
Right.
we're just not delusional about her
We're-
capabilities.
I cried. Okay.
It was
Now,
so.
I don't
wasn't
think she would
anything
still be
to-
making music. I don't think she would still be making music.
That's what I'm talking
But I
about.
think- But I
It was
think
just
she would be
weird.
revered.
It was
think
just
she-
weird how
I
people
don't think she would be
deified.
I don't think she'd be
It was-
revered.
No.
I think she would be in the camp of Maya,
Maya, Ashanti,
right now, Ashanti,
Tierra Marie, Tierra Marie.
Genuine,
Yep.
Tierra
She
Marie.
brought
She
a
would be
thirst
in that
trap.
group.
She
I don't think
brought a
she'd be
thirst trap
revered
in
at
there.
all. I don't think
probably
she'd be
got a boob
revered at
job. She
all.
probably would have got a boob job. She would have threw out a thirst
Right.
trap here and there.
Right.
Probably had a kid. Who knows?
Right.
She would have been like Maya. She would have been like Maya.
But people, it was so weird how people deified her and turned her into something that she wasn't when she was alive. I watched that, and I've watched it over the years, but I shut up about it because she's so deified that people's memories are skewed and they think that it happened. But I remember what Haran remembered when she came out with that last album. The first single was Resolution. Resolution. It was mid. It did mid. It was mid. It wasn't selling much. It wasn't. It didn't have that much talking about it. It was just like another album coming out, another mid album. Nobody was tripping. And then she died, and then it was just like, oh my God, the princess and the
princess
and it was just
of
like,
R&B,
yeah. And I was like, well, hold on, what was? Did I miss? I was so confused.
No, and it was also because we had never experienced that.
Look,
We've
I'll
never
say it right.
experienced like a beautiful young woman who
And she was so sweet.
Right. So it's like we never experienced. So it was devastating. It was like, holy fuck. Wait, this doesn't happen to us. Like our people don't die. Our artists don't die. So it was pretty much part of our fucking, you know what I mean, youth.
I'll say it like this, man, and the motherfuckers can drag me for it. The death of Aaliyah became bigger than Aaliyah the talent.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, for sure.
That's
for sure.
just what it was, man.
For sure.
Right.
I was there. I was in the industry at the time. I heard chatterings of Lily, you probably heard it. Chatterings of people were scared. People were kind of afraid because she came out with the record and nobody gave a fuck. So that's why they ran to do that second song, that rock the boat shit.
Right, they ran to do that. Exactly.
Yeah, because they were scared because the first record didn't do anything.
Hold on, they did two at the same time. They ran to do that one and More Than a Woman at the same time because they knew that the first one was doing so bad that they tried to shoot out two birds in one stone.
You're absolutely right because, like I said, they you know what I mean, they panicked. It was like, yo, this shit ain't moving. The album about to come out, blah, blah, blah. We got to hit our numbers. So they went out and did them records. And when that happened to the young lady, which was tragic, the incident became bigger than her as a talent. She wasn't an immense talent. She was a barely average singer. She was a nice girl.
Very nice girl. Very beautiful girl.
I mean, she had some records, so on and so forth. But please, let's not turn this woman.
But Maya is the perfect example, Jen. That is the perfect. She was literally Maya and Aaliyah were neck and neck, and both singing ability, both dancing ability, both with their record sales, both with their popularity. They were neck and neck. So if it was Maya that would have passed instead of Aaliyah, and they would have deified Aaliyah, and Maya, wouldn't that have been weird to you all?
Yeah.
Just saying.
Yeah. We're not Kari, we're saying the same thing. We loved some Aaliyah back then, but today she would have been like Maya. She would have been on Instagram talking about she's single and a vegan and how's everybody doing now? How's everybody doing now?
I would disagree. I think she would be more in a Erykah Badu type of realm. Not the whole spiritual thing, but in that category of person.
How you get over there?
No, sir. No, sir.
Not she wouldn't have the Erykah Badu new aura, but I think she would be in that type of space.
But that's why she wouldn't be in that.
Space.
But that's why she wouldn't be in that space because look, let's keep it a buck. Again, I cried. I cried.
Right.
We all loved
did.
us. We all loved us some Aaliyah, but she had the personality of an eggplant. She was mousy. She was very quiet, sweet girl, but her personality would not survive in 2023. Her personality is similar to Maya. Maya is very uninvolved. Right. Maya is very uninvolved, non-confrontational.
Hi, everybody. This is Maya. I'm going to be in Chicago next week.
I'm talking about how she's thought of as an artist.
You've seen those videos, Haran.
I'm talking about how people would look at her as an artist. Like people would look at her more in the realm of a Erykah Badu than a Maya as an artist, as a singer, as the music that they
I don't even think.
But they didn't. No one did when she was alive, though, Kari. That's what I'm saying. That didn't happen. That talk did not happen until after she died. Because I remember feeling like, am I in the Twilight Zone? Like you all are switching up real crazy right now because this is not the talk around her.
Let me just call it what it is. Like Aaliyah was on her way out.
Right. Like seriously.
Was on her way out, bro. Like
they changed the whole narrative after she died.
Kari is like, no, she would have been Beyonce right now.
No, she would not be Beyonce. She would not be that.
But you got people saying that too. I hear that all the time. They was like, "Oh, it would be no Beyonce if she would have if Aaliyah was still here." And I'm like, "Okay, now this is the part where y'all playing in my face."
She was I'm telling you, she would have been where Maya is right now. Sweet girl, quiet, not dating no more rappers because she didn't had enough of them. Maybe a kid or two, like. Her personality wouldn't have survived to 2023. These bitches are butt ass crack, legs crack, ass BBLs, tits out, ass out. And she didn't have enough, like Aaliyah, although she was intelligent and very sweet, she didn't give a personality. Like she didn't give something people could hold on to and relate to. She was just a very sweet girl. Like Maya. Yes. Maya's a very sweet girl. But
Maya don't bother
you have to have something like Rihanna got that. I'm from Barbados. Fuck all y'all. This is blah, blah. Women can relate to that, right? There are not enough women populating the earth that are like Maya and Aaliyah. They're just not. These bitches got problems. They want to fuck. Them girls, they get lost. And you know it's true, Haran. They want girls they can relate to. So the bad girl always gets the most attention and the most love. It's not,
Hi, this is Maya. Welcome to my Instagram. I'm going to be in Chicago on Tuesday. So please get the tickets and I will see you there.
Yeah.
Go look at her Instagram. Every fucking Haran, if you follow her, it's true.
Well, no, I know
Evelyn Champagne King-esque.
Right. I've known Maya since
I
forever.
make fun of it all the time.
I've known Maya since forever from DC. Zero personality.
Matter of fact, I did a video. I'm going to send it to y'all. I did a video making fun of her little announcements.
Hi, this is Maya.
Okay, Maya. Where are you going to be?
I'm going to be in Nebraska in a little hotel downstairs in the lobby. I'll be singing all of my hit songs, and I hope to see you there.
That's her. That's the best you're going to get. That's the best you're going to get. That's as good as it gets. That's as good as it gets.
I'm an asshole. I'm an asshole. That's how she fucking sounds.
Yeah.
Like it's but shout out to Maya, still beautiful. She's a vegan now. Gorgeous woman.
Doesn't bother nobody. She don't bother nobody.
She's out the way. Married to herself.
She just married to herself. The state fair like everybody else. That's it.
Not the state fair. Kari, you gonna stand for this? These are your women.
Hey, I wasn't defending Maya.
Oh, okay.
I was defending Aaliyah's artistry. I was defending her music, and I think how I think her catalog would have grown over the years.
I respect that, brother.
Okay.
I wasn't defending how she would be on social media today. I don't even know. I don't really remember hearing her speak that much unless she was in Romeo Can't Die. That's the
right. That's what I'm saying. She didn't speak that much, so she didn't have that personality.
Right, but I think her music would have grown.
Okay.
Oh yes, I remember Genuine's wife. I think
Solo with the 10 kids.
Soleil with the gang of kids.
With the 10 kids. He got with that lady she had like 8 kids, and he was like, "Yep, that's who I want."
Oh, wait, she had
Wait.
mad kids when they got together?
Yeah, she had a gang of kids before he got with her. Yes.
Okay, so this is new to me.
Yo,
I
y'all
thought
remember
that.
Blue
Damn,
Cantrell?
that box must
Like,
have been
Okay, so
amazing.
I used to like Blue Cantrell, but you know she's gone a little,
That's what I heard.
and she looks completely different.
I can
Remember how
imagine.
pretty she was?
I'm scheming in the minute
Yeah.
and just beaming.
So if that's who you remember, if you see
know
her, and
who
she has such a great voice. Oh,
you know who
Yeah, she
showed
does.
the world that she was absolutely nuts, and I told them that she was absolutely nuts.
Oh,
Jaguar Wright. She showed the entire world.
Oh yeah.
oh God, that was
Jaguar
horrible.
Wright showed the entire world. I used to tell people, I was like, you know that woman's crazy, right? And once she got to talking and snitching on everybody, so
Yeah, I was like, yo, she must be getting ready to start a channel because she's just going in.
but that's the problem. She never did anything with it. She just talked.
Terrible.
Stop. She just.
But
She
you
just
see, the thing about it with her is that
just stop.
I think Jag. Just quick thing. I think Jag kind of got mad because she couldn't get any headway with the wave that she thought she had, or she thought she was going to get. Incredible singer,
Amazing.
Yeah, amazing, yeah.
But she couldn't make it pop. You know what I mean? And
because I remember when I remember like it was the whole Jay-Z unplugged situation that catapulted her, and it was like all of a sudden you was hearing all this Jaguar Wright talk, and then the album came out and it was
because it was bullshit.
It was bad.
The first two singles were the first single was dope, but the rest of the album was fucking terrible.
It was bad. It didn't
Matter
have
of
anything
fact,
to land.
Speaking of back in that matter of fact, speaking of back in the day, Tamia has some pipes on her. Beautiful girl. Aaliyah and her would have been hanging out right now, Kari. Okay? They would have been hanging out, not making no music, talk about their husbands, their basketball player husbands.
Tamia did,
no fucking Tamia
did good. Tamia did good. She did good.
Tamia was smart. She said,
now, and I'm gonna tell you who did the right thing. That damn Deborah Cox. She was like, "Oh, I'm gonna go the Donna Summer route. I'm gonna go the Martha Walsh route." She got with the LGBT. Let me tell you, Deborah is at every Pride, everything.
Oh my goodness.
Are you serious?
Okay. Man, she had Pride everything. She had a Pride backyard barbecue. If it's Pride, they are bringing Deborah there because
so she must have a hell of a fan base then.
Oh my God! Like she is like the Pride Queen. Like she is. Deborah Cox is going to be there, and you know who else is too behind her? Like in that same time period, Faith Evans.
Really?
They love Faith. What put Deborah over there is that she did a dance remix by a big producer. We know who they are, but I just can't think of their name. But she did a dance mix to the biggest song she had, Nobody's Supposed to Be Here, and it took off in the gay clubs. And so after that, she just kept putting out dance. She's like, "Fuck y'all, I'm putting out this dance music."
That's the big money.
Yeah, so that's what she was doing. She's been doing, man. Deborah,
that's how Rihanna outsold Beyonce. She did them club techno tracks all the way out to Europe, and she was out of here. Once you fuck with that techno shit, that fucking David, what is his name? David.
I think that's who it was. David Morales. I think it was a David.
Disturbia. And a number of other records that she was doing. Yeah, when she was doing those kinds of records. Yeah,
Beyonce just now getting on that route.
HBO actually just dropped the Donna Summer documentary called
I heard it was really good. I heard it was really good.
I actually watched it the other day. It was pretty good.
Yeah, my bestie was texting me like back to back. I'm like, could you stop fucking? I'm not watching it right now. Like, why are you texting me back to back about this Donna Summer situation?
Look what James Oko said.
Kitten in Caskets. Shantae Moore looks very good. I was in love with that woman when I was younger.
Hey, none of them got nothing on Lizzo.
I'm sorry, I don't have my glasses on, but I know that this is not the comment that I'm reading.
Yeah, it is.
I don't even wear glasses, but I think I may need some.
Hi, James Oko. James Oko, a very interesting member of the chat and panel visitor.
Hold on, but there was a meme going around. What is it? If Lizzo's so pretty? If Lizzo's so
if Lizzo's so attractive, why do women get mad when you compare them to her? Or when you say you look like Lizzo, why do they get mad?
Oh, girl, you look like Lizzo.
What? I look fat?
No, you look Lizzo.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Either I'm gonna get my sandwich and chomp in front of y'all, or we done tonight.
No,
yeah, and I gotta go get me something to eat. They canceled my DoorDash order.
Oh,
communist. Communist bastards.
Look at us over here. Look at us over here with our first world problems.
I know.
The door, they didn't deliver the food to my door.
Now I gotta go
Look at us
drive
over here with our first world problems.
Now I got to get in my car that works and has gas in it to pick up my food.
I'm so proud of us. Look at us black people over here with these first world problems.
Right.
Listen. All right, guys, join us tomorrow. If you're still here, don't forget Block Talent Battle every Saturday, 8 p.m. Eastern, where talent comes up and competes. And whoever wins, we give them $100. The chat decides who wins every single Saturday. I'm getting some people emailing me who are going to be here on Saturday, so we'll have some new talent. But if you're listening and you're old talent, you could come back and compete again to see if you're better than the talent from last time. All right, guys. So we will see you mañana. We have another good one for you tomorrow on the Block with Jenna Gmail or social media platforms. Thank you, panel, for hanging out with me tonight. Thank you so much to David Styles by Dave for coming up and talking to us about the proms. This was a good one, short and sweet and simple. Get some dinner, get some rest. I love y'all. See y'all tomorrow. Thank you for holding me down, chat. And we're out. Hit that like and subscribe on your way out the door. Gracias.